All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. So good to see all of you. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. 1.2 Presentation of Colors. Presentation of Colors is by the San Bernardino City Unified School District Police Honor Guard under the leadership of Sergeant Alberto Sandoval. Awesome. And up for Toledo's on the Pledge of Allegiance, we have Marilyn Davenport.
Place your right hand over your heart. Face the flag.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, visible with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Marilyn, and thank you to our amazing honor guard. 1.4 Approval of the agenda.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Wyatt, second by Ms. Medina. Vote, please. And I will start on my left. Mr. Hurtado.
Aye.
Mr. Delgado.
Aye.
Ms. Akinyemi.
Aye.
Mr. Santos.
Aye.
Dr. Wyatt.
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande. Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman's not here. Ms. Rosales Medina. Mrs. Alexander. I saw your eye. I didn't hear it, but I saw you. Okay, motion carries. 2.0 Public comments. 2.1 Receive public comments. This is the only time the public will have an opportunity to address the board on items not on the agenda and within their subject matter jurisdiction, such as district policies, procedures, programs, services, or fiscal matters. The board must operate under the Brown Act open meeting regulations, which prevents boards from commenting on items not on the agenda. To ensure transparency and public participation in government decision-making. The reason is simple. The board wants to make sure that anyone who has an opinion on an item knows via our posted agenda when we will be discussing it as a board. During public comments, the board can ask clarifying questions, but cannot discuss, answer questions, or ask questions on a topic that is not agendized. We're certainly happy that you're here to let us know your concerns. Please know that we're listening and your input is valued. If a follow-up is required on your comment, a staff member will reach out to you. Please make sure your email or phone number is provided on your comment if you do wish to be contacted. Please my apologies. Public comments are limited to 5 minutes per person. 6 or more people who wish to speak on a topic will be provided no more than 30 minutes total. Speakers are cautioned that under California law, no person is immune from liability for making intentionally false or defamatory comments regarding any person, simply because these comments are made at a public meeting. And we're going to go ahead and get started with Mr. Peter Gonzalez.
Oh, it works. Hello, board. Again, nice to see some of you again. Good evening, superintendent and members of the board. My name is Peter Gonzalez, and I'm standing before you tonight as a proud product of this school district. a teacher, someone who's given the past 13 years of my life to our student athletes as a coach. Over more than a decade in the pool, I haven't just coached games. I've helped build the culture of academic and personal excellence in the classroom. My commitment to students' achievements speak for itself. Over 70% of my students have achieved a 3 or a 4 on the mathematics test for the state, which consistently meeting and exceeding standards. Under my mentorship, we have nurtured student athletes who have gone on to achieve incredible things, including representing our community in world-class institutions such as Harvard, USC, UCI, UC Davis, and many more. I have poured my heart into ensuring our kids' success, both in the pool and in life. Recently, during my journey, I have become a classroom educator. I faced a difficult crossroad regarding my probation teaching path. Rather than allowing a non-re-election to cloud my record, I chose a professional route. I resigned. I did so in the assumption that I was the cleanest way to step back and focus on finishing up my schooling and credentialing and eventually return to serve this community in the classroom. However, I've been informed that because of a rigid administration policy, my resignation had triggered a blanket district-wide do not rehire status because of the bureaucratic technicality tied to my classroom journey, and I'm now being told that I can no longer coach in the school district. After the 13 years of unblemished service and proven success, my coaching whistle is being taken away, not because of my performance, because of my character, because of my dedication to our kids, but because the computer system is telling them that I am not allowed to teach and coach anymore. I preach accountability and resilience to my athletes, so I'm here tonight to asking this leadership for the same level of care. I understand that there are HR policies and they exist for a reason, but policies are written by people and they can be reviewed by people. My 13 years of building up our youth and sending them to the country's top universities should not be erased by a blanket clerical code. This board frequently and proudly speaks about the importance of giving back to our community, and this district invests heavily on programs designed to encourage our students to do exactly that. I am the literal embodiment of that message. I am the student who grew up here, went into the world, came back to pour my life into our kids. By forcing me out over bureaucratic technicality, you are giving up on the very person you spent years trying to create. Someone who loves this community enough to stay and serve it, you are punishing me for doing exactly what you want our students to do. I am asking the board and HR leadership tonight to look at the human element in the situation. I ask that you direct resources to look at my case separate from my athletic services and my academic career, and grant an administrative exception that overrides the rehire block. Please do not let a rigid policy cut ties with a loyal, homegrown coach who has a proven track record of moving our students forward. I just kind of want to speak. I went to Valley College, graduated from Arroyo, transferred to Cal State San Bernardino, got my teaching credential, worked in the district for 3 years. Unfortunately, my principal and I didn't see eye to eye in teaching styles, and she decided to non-reelect me. I understand that that's something that can't be overlooked. However, I really am a big part of the community, and I hope that that doesn't reflect on me and how I want to continue to coach these kids. I just want to thank everybody for coming and supporting me in the back. My students that are currently with me, students I haven't seen and graduated and are living very busy lives. I really want to thank and just say without a doubt how much I really appreciate how long I've been doing this. I also have copies of letters from other students. If the board would like to see them, I made copies. But I really want to just thank you everybody for your time and your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. If you do have any, like you had mentioned, copies, you can turn them over to Karen. Thank you. Up next, we have Patty Davenport. Sorry.
Marilyn
Oh, and I apologize. And Marilyn Davenport. Welcome.
First and foremost, I wasn't going to address him, but he is an awesome teacher. I was in his classroom 3 years at Richardson, and he's right. He's a very good teacher. But that's not the reason I'm here today. This is my granddaughter. My granddaughter recently got an award. Let me put on my glasses so I can see what I wrote. Let me read a passage from this about students.
Ms. Patty, I'm being told that we can't hear you. If you could just bring the mic down, thank you.
Sound like my mother. She told me that all day today. We embrace hope happens, correct? That's what the school district strives on. And I was reading in this Shines book about student success is bolstered through collaboration with local colleges, university, trade schools, local school groups, faith-based organization, government officials, among others. My granddaughter got an award. However, my grandson got one 2 years ago. And I called down to the school district and I said, my grandson got an award. They said, we don't acknowledge that award, which I thought that was kind of interesting. It's from the Native Sons of the Golden West. It was a 4th grade essay written. He was a district winner in 2024, and we didn't acknowledge it. Now, to me, that's wrong. This is through the 4th grade. He was a student at North Park Elementary. She's a student at North Park Elementary. This year, she was the winner. So when I called down to communications today to say, can the board acknowledge her? They said, we don't acknowledge for that. So why would the board not acknowledge an award when the school teachers of this district take all these papers, send them off to this organization? And I don't know if you guys all know what the Native Sons of the Golden West is, that if they determined that they sent a letter to her saying, thank you for participating in the Native Sons of Golden West 4th grade essay contest, proving your knowledge on California history. We appreciate you went the extra mile to write the essay. Congratulations on your essay about California missions. She won for the school. They said she won for the district. They sent her $100 and gave her a plaque for participation. So my only question is, isn't that the school board's job to recognize students when they have achievements? I can tell you, since I was here the last time, the North Park principal did show up for the awards when she just got her outstanding achievement for overall academics, a 189% increase from the year before. She's an 11th grade reader and she just turned 10. She has an 11th grade reading level. I think she loves to read, she loves to write, and I think it should be acknowledged by this board. I request that you look at the plaques and maybe you should award my grandson one because he earned it too. And that's what the school board's about, is acknowledging success. They're making hope happen. They deserve some recognition. The principal wasn't even there today or yesterday whenever she got the award, and I thought that was their job too. Although she did show up for the awards, but I don't know how this award gets back to the schools or who in communications knows about this, but it seems to be a real gray area because no one seems to know anything when I call in. And I've worked here. I know how easy it is to things to slip, but they deserve some recognition. So that's what I came to say. Marilyn, would you like to add something?
So I think that you should recognize the students more because they put effort into this and they believe that their work is good. So I think they deserve recognition, and that's all I have to say.
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations. It sounds like you did a great essay. So I want to personally congratulate you. Thank you for coming and sharing. And, we'll definitely, I hear you. Ms. Rosales Medina, I believe there's a comment question.
Yes, no, definitely congratulations on your effort. I can see you're a little nervous, but you, just by the fact that you won the award, just want to say congratulations to all your effort. And that's awesome that you're reading at 11th grade level.
Ms. Aviles Grande.
I also want to congratulate you very, very much. And thank you. Thank you for coming today. We really, really appreciate it. I can feel thank yous all around me. And you must know that. We appreciate you and we see you and we hear you and we love you. Thank you, Mom, too, Grandma. Thank you.
Mr. Tillman.
But I want to congratulate you also on your award. You're a good writer. You're also a good speaker. I really felt what you said tonight, and you made a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Up next, we have Luis Rodriguez.
Hello, members of the board. I would like to speak about the predicament that our coach, Peter Gonzalez, has found himself in. Sorry. I'm here today speaking on this issue because I am indebted to this man. Not any type of monetary, financial, or materialistic debt, a kind of debt that I don't even know where to begin to repay, but hopefully this is a start. You see, when I decided to join the Arroyo Valley Aquatics program, I was a bit of a troubled kid, you know, didn't really have a good support system at home, was kind of lost, didn't really have any sense of direction, didn't have any discipline. In a way, I was forced into the program by my mom, and I guess she was just hoping there would be someone there to take care of me, and boy, did she get lucky because we got the man right here. My coach was not only taught me how to swim, much like just like a lot of other kids that join our program, our first day knowing how to swim is our first or second or third day at the pool deck. And so this man is taking on a big responsibility, or not even a big responsibility, just he's going above and beyond because, I mean, we don't really have the greatest talent around. But what he is able to do with what we can give him, it is amazing. It is next level. Why he decides to continue coaching here, I don't know, you know, but I'm sorry, that's not what I want to say. What I'm trying to say is he could do much better. He is an amazing coach. If he would be given a little bit more talent, perhaps. But he cares about the community. He's here for us. He wants to continue to be here for us. And so it doesn't make any sense to me why we're letting a technicality or bureaucracy get in the way of a great coach helping out the community. He, despite his studies, okay, so he was our coach. He was doing his own studies in school. He also was working a job to be able to fund those. However, we never felt like we were an option to him. We were his priority. If he wasn't able to be there himself, he would have a helping coach come out. He would always have our swim sets ready. He would let us know what was going to be needed to get done. And so we never felt left behind or, you know, forgotten about our coach. And so all that being said, I really do not know where I would be today in life if I didn't have someone like Coach there, you know, to guide me along the way, our 4 years there at the pool deck. And I don't think this is a unique story. I'm one of many that come through the program and are lucky enough to meet someone like Coach, have someone like Coach. And so to relieve him of his duty for coaching, it would be a disservice to the aquatic program. It would be a disservice to the school. It would be a disservice to the community. We need Coach Gonzalez. We need him bad. He is the blueprint. You would want someone, he's exemplary. You want someone like him in this position. So yeah, and I think it's safe to say, I can speak for all of us that showed up here, and for those that weren't able to make it but were sent in letters. The reason this is so important to us and the reason why we show up today when our coach needs us is because he was there for us when we needed him. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Negrete? Welcome.
Thank you, Board. I'm here for the same reason that they're here. I had the pleasure to meet Coach Gonzalez approximately 10 years ago. I've had two of my own children who were his team players, and he has become more than just a coach to us and our family because of that dedication. The dedication that this young man shared with you is the same experience that my children have shared. I don't know how many of you have heard, you're all professionals, within the school district at one level or another. There's a such thing called the 9th grade shock. And it has to do with that transition from middle school to high school. And so I know that for my son, when he came in, he didn't know anyone. And thankfully, the program that Coach Gonzalez runs, it's a very welcoming program to where it wasn't just his safe space. It was that place where he met a friend, not just on our coach, but the rest of the team. So it was a moment where high school was no longer this place where am I going? I'm lost. I have no friends. It was, we have a team and we have someone who cares, because in him, they found a coach, they found a tutor, they found a counselor, a friend, and to this day, he remains in touch with all of us. And you have someone who is dedicated and passionate, not only about the coaching, but the grades. He's a great math teacher. So to say that just bring him back as a coach is like, no, I think you would be losing out on a great math teacher. This man is phenomenal. When you talk about those imaginary numbers and whatever else, he understands it. So it's a benefit in both sides, in your athletic department and in your academic department. And I would love to see him continue to have that endeavor and continue to have that legendary support that he provides to the students. So I hope that you look at everything and bring him back. Don't miss out on such a great teacher. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Eliana Negrete.
Good evening, board members. I am also here in support of Coach Gonzalez, and I was a student at Arroyo Valley High School from the 2019 to 2023 school year. I was a student athlete. I spent 4 years on the swim team under Coach Gonzalez's guidance. Coach Gonzalez has always been a significant part of my life. He was the coach for my older brother in high school, and he participated in water polo and swim. He introduced me to the love of swim and also to the encouragement that Coach Gonzalez provides for his athletes. Being able to swim for Coach Gonzalez not only made me a better athlete, but it also made me a better student and person. In my senior year of high school, I was in calculus, and like many others, I was struggling. Although I was in my volleyball season, Coach Gonzalez was more than willing to help me with my struggles. He took the time to look at the math and explain how to understand it. He did this all while he was at his water polo practice. His team was warming up, and he provided me the information to help understand it, and he allowed me to stay during his practice and told me that if I had any questions, to reach out to him. When any student was struggling in math and brought it up in the athletic training room, they were always advised to reach out to Coach Gonzalez. Even if he didn't know them, he would help them in any way that he could. That's the kind of person that Coach Gonzalez is. He is more than willing to help a student who needs it. During swim season, he would always offer to help to us athletes. And he made it clear that having good grades should be our priority, not just being athletes and doing well at meets. Coach Gonzalez also allowed me and another girl to participate and practice the same sets as the boys team. And I think his understanding of my want to be better as an athlete is what allowed me to do that, which really pushed us to be our best on the team and as athletes. He made sure that we had goals for the team and worked with us on how to improve as individuals. The way he ran practices and taught us a great discipline and turned many students into great leaders, and they went on to do great things. He taught us real-world responsibility by making us take accountability for missing practices, and he also made sure that we knew it was a commitment as a student athlete, and we needed to be able to balance these things. Coach Peter Gonzalez has been an asset to the school district, academically, and in the competitive sports that your schools are involved in and represented by. It is important to allow him to continue his work for the school district so that more students can thrive the way that Coach has always pushed us. Thank you.
Thank you. And I believe that is all for public comments. We didn't. All right. So we're going to go on to 3.0 reports and comments by union organizations. 3.1 San Bernardino Teachers Association.
No report.
3.2 California School Employees Association.
No report.
3.3 Communication Workers of America.
No report.
And 3.4 San Bernardino School Police Officers Association.
No report.
Okay, and I do apologize. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. And then we're going to go ahead and reconvene after that. All right, we're going to go ahead and reconvene now. I'm going to go ahead and reopen public comment. I do want to call up Ms. Romero and Dilak to come up and share with us.
Good evening, Board President Ceballos, Vice President Grande, Superintendent Arellano, esteemed Board and Cabinet. My name is Tex Acosta. I'm the Director of Secondary Multilingual Department here in San Bernardino and also the High School Cluster Lead. One of the responsibilities under my job is to work with the DLAC committee here in the district in service of our English learner students and the community as a whole. This is our second year into a third-year term with these ladies. It is a really fun experience for me to work with them and set all these things in motion that you're going to hear about today. So to this end, I want to introduce them so they can talk to you about what they've been doing this last year and what their plans are for the next year. So I want to introduce, first of all, our president, Miss Elizabeth Romero. If you give her a hand. I don't know if we're supposed to do that or not, but okay. I'll just read the names. Vice President Maria R. Garcia. Secretary Consuelo Rubio, our parliamentarian Marisela Nunez, and our wonderful advisor, Mrs. Romy Gamino. So I really want to limit my time and give it to them so they can tell you about the wonderful things they're doing. I hope you enjoy it.
Muy buenas tardes a todos los miembros de aquí del distrito, señor Arellano, Mayra Ceballos, todos, Abigail. Estamos muy contentos aquí porque hemos logrado muchas cosas.
Okay, good evening to all the district members, Mrs. Ceballos, Mr. Arellano, and everybody here today. We're very glad because we have achieved many things.
Sí, pues nada más ahorita vamos a leerles los logros de DLAC, lo que hicimos 2025, 2026, y le voy a pasar el micrófono a Romy. Ella les va a explicar. Podemos estar hablando todas, pero vamos por pasos. Entonces, nada más ojalá y puedan entender que hemos sido un grupo muy unido y hemos tratado de ser lo mejor aquí en el distrito.
Okay, we're here to present the achievements for the school year 25-26. After myself, we'll turn the microphone to Ms. Romy. She will explain some of the achievements. We're going to be, all of us, we will be just talking. I hope that you could understand that we have been a group that has been very united, and we have tried to be the best we can be for the district.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Romy Gamino. Como ya lo había dicho el señor Acosta, nuestro director, a mí me tocó la parte de requisitos anuales de DILAC. En California, el Comité Asesor del Distrito para Estudiantes Aprendices de Inglés, DILAC, tiene varias responsabilidades legalmente requeridas que debe abordar cada año. De acuerdo con la sección 52.176 del Código de Educación de California y otros reglamentos relacionados, estas responsabilidades garantizan que las necesidades de los estudiantes aprendices de inglés estén representadas y que sus familias participen en la planificación educativa a nivel del distrito.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Romy Gamino, and as Mr. Director Acosta has mentioned, I have to speak about the DILAC yearly requirements. In California, the District English Learner Advisory Committee, DILAC, has several legally required tasks it must address annually. According to the California Education Code, Section 52176B, and other related regulations, these responsibilities ensure that English learners, ELs, students' needs are represented and that their families are engaged in educational planning at the district level.
Actividades requeridas de DILAC anuales. El DILAC debe asesorar a la mesa directiva del distrito escolar como mínimo sobre lo siguiente. Número 1. Desarrollo o visión de un plan maestro del distrito para los programas y servicios educativos para estudiantes aprendices de inglés, tomando en cuenta los planes maestros de cada escuela.
Okay, the required DILAC activities. A DILAC must advise the school district governing board on at least the following. Number 1, development or revision of a district master plan for education programs and services for English learners, which takes into consideration the school site master plans. This was completed in December 2025.
Se completó en diciembre del 2025.
My apologies again. This was completed in December 2025.
Número 2. Realización de una evaluación de necesidades a nivel del distrito, escuela por escuela.
And number 2, conducting a district-wide needs assessment on a school-by-school basis.
El cual se completó en mayo del 2026.
And this was completed in May 2026.
Número 3. Establecimiento de metas y objetivos del distrito para los programas y servicios dirigidos a estudiantes aprendices de inglés, que se completó en octubre del 2025.
Number 3. Establishment of district goals and objectives for programs and services for English learners. This was completed in October 2025.
Número 4. Desarrollo de un plan para asegurar el cumplimiento de los requisitos aplicables para maestros y asistentes de instrucción. Por ejemplo, las cualificaciones necesarias para apoyar a los estudiantes aprendices de inglés se completó en febrero de 2026.
Number 4, development of a plan to ensure compliance with any applicable teacher and instructional aid requirements. For example, qualifications to support ELs. This was completed in February of year 2026.
Número 5. Revisión y comentarios sobre los procedimientos de reclasificación del distrito, es decir, el proceso para cambiar la clasificación de los estudiantes de aprendices de inglés a estudiantes con dominio fluido en inglés. Se completó en enero del 2026.
Number 5, review and comment on the district's reclassification procedures. For example, moving a student from EL to fluent English proficient. This was completed in January of 2026.
Número 6. Revisión y comentarios sobre las notificaciones escritas que deben enviarse a los padres madres y tutores, que se completó en septiembre de 2025.
Number 6, review and comment on the written notifications required to be sent to parents and guardians. This was completed in September of 2025.
Número 7, revisión y comentarios sobre el plan del control local y rendición de cuentas LCAP, especialmente sobre cómo aborda los servicios para estudiantes aprendices de inglés, que se completó en noviembre de 2025.
And number 7, review and comment on the local control and accountability plan, LCAP, especially how it addresses services for English learners. This was completed on November of year 2025.
Eso es todo por mi parte. Muchas gracias. Que tengan muy bonita tarde.
That is it on my side. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Bueno, enseguida tenemos a Marisela. Ella le va a dar las responsabilidades adicionales.
Up next, we have Marisela. She will talk about additional responsibilities.
Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Marisela Núñez, como ya dijeron. Las responsabilidades adicionales. Número 1, capacitación. Los distritos deben proporcionar a los miembros del DLAC capacitación y materiales apropiados para que puedan cumplir eficazmente con sus responsabilidades legales. Se completó en julio de 2025.
Good evening. My name is Marisela Núñez. And as I stated before, I will speak about the additional responsibilities. Number 1, training. Districts are required to provide DLAC members with appropriate training and materials to enable them to carry out their legal responsibilities effectively. This was completed in July 2025.
Número 2, composición. Si hay 51 o más estudiantes aprendices de inglés en el distrito, se debe formar un DLAC. El comité debe estar integrado por padres, madres o tutores de estudiantes aprendices de inglés y la mayoría debe estar compuesta por padres de estudiantes aprendices de inglés que no sean empleados del distrito. Esto se completó según las evidencias de la existencia del DLAC actual.
Number 2, composition. If there are 51 or more English learner students in a district, a DLAC must be formed. The committee must be made up of parents or guardians of ELs, and the majority must be EL parents not employed by the district. This was completed as evidenced by existing DLAC.
Bueno, pues ahora me toca a mí. La labor del DLAC durante el 2025-2026.
Okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to speak about the DLAC work for year 2025-2026.
Las voces de los representantes escolares de ILAC se continuaron realizando reuniones con los representantes escolares de los ILACs para mantener una comunicación y un diálogo bidireccional más abierto. Eso durante el año hicimos 4 reuniones y ellos nos hablaban sus inquietudes y pues tuvimos mucha comunicación. Sabemos que el sistema pues nada es perfecto, pero sus opiniones han valido y hemos tratado de que vean diferencia en eso.
Okay, the voices of ELAC site representative. Continued having meetings with ELAC site representative in order to have a more open two-way communication and dialogue. So we had 4 meetings where we gathered with the representatives to talk about their concerns. And we have a lot of two-way communication. We know that the system, well, it's not perfect, but they provided their feedback, and it was worth it. We have tried for you to see the difference. We have a lot of love for our representatives.
Se modeló el cumplimiento de los estatutos. Se utilizó un proceso abierto, transparente e inclusivo para seguir los estatutos establecidos.
Number 2, model the following of bylaws. Use an open, transparent, inclusive process to follow the established bylaws.
Número 3, información solicitada por los padres, presentaciones para los padres del distrito de San Bernardino sobre letra A, concientización sobre la trata de personas. Letra B, reclasificaciones de educación especial. Letra C, estrategias de la disciplina positiva. Letra D, procedimientos del campamento de futuros líderes. Letra E, el proceso de escuelas por sorteo. Letra F, servicio de salud mental para las familias. Y letra G, concientización sobre la seguridad escolar.
Okay, number 3, parent requested information. Presentations to SBCUSD parents on the following. A, human trafficking awareness. B, special education reclassifications. C, positive discipline strategies. D, IE future leaders camp procedures. E, lottery schools process. F, mental health services for families. And G, school safety awareness.
Número 4, asistencia a conferencias. Se envió a numerosos representantes de ILAC y padres a capacitaciones para padres relacionadas con los estudiantes, aprendices de inglés, incluyendo CABE en San Francisco, CABE regional en Riverside y La Cosecha.
Okay, number 4, attendance to conferences. Representatives of ILAC representatives were sent and parents to trainings to CABE in San Francisco, CABE Regional in Riverside, and La Cosecha for parent trainings related to English learners.
Número 5, sistema de difusión de información al público. Notificación de reuniones en la página web del departamento. Parent Square, por las escuelas y por el distrito. Llamadas de recordatorios. Publicación de las minutas de todas las reuniones anteriores. Grabación de todas las reuniones del DILAC y publicación en el sitio web.
Okay. Number 5, systematize information sharing with the public. Among those are department webpage meeting notification, Parent Square at a site level and a district level, reminder calls, posted minutes of all past meetings, and recording of all DLAC meetings as posted on the website.
También me faltó decir el live, Facebook Live, también lo estamos poniendo. Y hemos tenido mucho éxito porque los padres es lo que necesitan, tener más, ver dónde pueden aprender. Y hay veces de que lo ponen para Square, pero no lo pueden abrir a veces, muchos no son tecnológicos. Entonces ven más Facebook y eso ha tenido mucho éxito.
One thing I forgot to mention was that we are also on Facebook Live. We're also having a lot of success because what parents need is to find this information and they can learn. Sometimes things are published or posted on Parent Square, but they cannot open it. Not all of them are tech savvy. So, publishing on Facebook has been a success.
Y número 6, presencia en redes sociales. Se crearon cuentas en redes sociales para promover el DLAC en Instagram y Facebook. Y lo hicimos porque hay muchos padres que trabajan pensando los que están trabajando y ellos pueden tomar el tiempo al momento que puedan y aprender también.
Okay, number 6, social media presence. Social media accounts were created to promote DLAC, especially in Instagram and Facebook. And we did this because of a lot of working parents that will take their own time to watch these announcements and events.
Número 7, se introdujeron celebraciones culturales antes de las reuniones. Cantantes trilingües de Belvedere, vietnamita, grupo de danza filipina, bailarines de ballet folclórico y también estuvo una cantante que fue de aquí del distrito, se llama Dulce Najar, nada más que aquí no lo pusieron, pero sí, ella también fue una de las que vino aquí a presentar y muy orgullosa de ser de aquí de San Bernardino.
Okay, number 7, cultural celebrations prior to meetings were introduced. Among those are Belvedere trilingual singers in Vietnamese, Filipino dance groups, ballet folklorico dancers, and also a district singer that she was very proud to perform, and proud to be here from San Bernardino.
Número 8, se continuaron brindando servicios de traducción a vietnamita en todas las reuniones.
Number 8, Vietnamese translation services continued to be performed at all meetings.
Número 9, se introdujo el lenguaje de señas americano ASL en todas las reuniones.
Number 9, American Sign Language, ASL, was introduced at all meetings as well.
Y ahí quiero tomar un poquito de tiempo que varios de los padres nos hablaron y una mamá estaba hasta llorando porque dijeron, gracias por sacar a esos niños de la oscuridad, porque no había nada ni siquiera para nosotros poder aprender.
And here I want to elaborate a little bit more. There was a parent that came to us. She was weeping, and she wanted to thank us for throwing some light for them, because this is the way that they can learn.
Número 10, apoyo de DILAC en las escuelas para fortalecer los ILACs. Los principales a veces nos llamaban a poder ayudarlas. El equipo estuvimos trabajando repartiendo volantes y estas son las escuelas en las que fuimos. Bradley, Chandy Hills, Curtis, Del Vallejo, Bing One, Vermont, Golden Valley, Pacific High School, Lido Creek, San Bernardino High School. Y pues en verdad estoy muy orgullosa de todo el equipo porque todas han estado trabajando muy duro, todas.
Okay, number 10, DLAC support at schools to build ELACs. Give me one second, sorry. So this was as a request of school principals. We were working, passing out flyers at these schools by request of the principals again. Some of the schools that we attended as a team, I'm very proud of all of them, were Bradley, Shanding Hills, Curtis, Del Vallejo, Bing One, Vermont, Golden Valley, Pacific Heights, Lytle Creek, and San Bernardino Heights.
Y aumentó de representantes de ILACs, que eran 19 en el 2023 a 2024. Ahorita tenemos 63 en el 25-26.
And also want to mention there was an increase in the DLAC representatives from the year 2023-24. We had 19 representatives, and it went up to 63 in the year 25-26.
Y estamos, para este año estamos, porque fue una de las cosas que los padres nos pidieron, que para las elementaries tratáramos de estar más actualizados, porque sí es donde fallamos un poquito, pero gracias a Dios se está arreglando y ellos ya entendieron. Como les dije, el sistema no es perfecto, pero estamos aprendiendo todos.
For this year, this is one of the things that we were requested, especially for elementaries. We were a little bit not up to date, but the system is not perfect. We are little by little doing it better, and thank God we spoke to them, and they are understanding now.
Y por el número 11, Café de Padres, es una reunión que continúa para que los padres compartan sus inquietudes. Y de verdad que están muy felices cuando vienen a esas reuniones, porque como no hay agenda, podemos hablar de todo. Y pues tratamos pues de llevar todo lo que nos dan. Y gracias a que también tenemos reunión con el superintendente, nos escuchan todos y gracias por todo su apoyo de ustedes.
Okay, number 11, Café de Padres. This is an ongoing meeting for parents to share their concern. This is a meeting where, again, parents share their concerns, and they're very happy when they come to these meetings because there's not an agenda. We can talk about everything, and we discuss about everything, and they usually thank us for having these meetings. We also have meetings with the superintendent, They listen to us, and I just want to thank you all for your support.
Bueno, de mi parte es todo. Ahorita les paso a Consuelo, que ella va a hablar del trabajo que continúa en el 2026-2027 y es nuestra secretaria.
This is it on my part, and now we'll pass the word to Consuelo, which she will speak about the work coming for year 2026-2027.
Buenas tardes a todos. Pues como dijo Miss Romero, yo soy Consuelo Rubio y soy la secretaria. Voy a hablar de nuestros próximos pasos. Primero.
Good evening. As Ms. Romero mentioned, my name is Consuelo Rubio, and I am the secretary. I will speak about the next step, number 1.
Primero, continuar las reuniones con los representantes de ILAC cada 2 meses durante el año escolar 2026-2027 para atender inquietudes.
Okay. Number 1, continue meetings with the ILAC reps every 2 months during the school year 2026-2027 to address concerns.
Segundo, continuar con los videos de capacitación de ILAC elaborados por los oficiales del DILAC para brindar orientación. A. Publicaciones en Parent Square. B. Distribuidos a todos los planteles.
Number 2, continue ILAC training videos for guidance by the ILAC officers. With A, uploaded these videos to Parent Squares, and B, distribute all these to all sites.
Tercero, continuar con las capacitaciones presenciales de ILAC para padres. A. Brindar orientación general para las elecciones de ILAC en cada plantel. B. Brindar orientación sobre las responsabilidades de cada plantel.
Number 3, continue ILAC in-person trainings for parents. A. Provide general guidance for site ILAC elections, and B. Provide guidance for site responsibilities.
Cuarto, aumentar la difusión sobre las opciones del programa multilingüe para padres.
Okay, number 4, increase multilingual program options, awareness for parents.
Quinto, presentar en CABE 2027.
5, to present at CABE 2027.
Sexto, continuar apoyando a las escuelas según sea necesario, de acuerdo con las solicitudes de cada plantel.
Number 6, continue the support to school size as needed based on school requests.
Séptimo, aumentar la participación de representantes de ILAC a nivel de primaria de acuerdo con los estatutos.
Number 7, increase participation of site ILAC reps at elementary level per bylaws.
Octavo, continuar reconociendo a los padres por asistir a las reuniones de DILAC.
Number 8, continue to recognize parents for attending DILAC meetings.
Noveno, distribuir los estatutos del DILAC a todas las escuelas y un calendario anual del DILAC.
And number 9, distribute DILAC bylaws to all schools and DILAC annual calendar.
Gracias, es todo de mi parte.
Thank you all. This is all on my part.
Bueno, pues a continuación les voy a presentar a nuestra nueva vicepresidenta, María García, y ella es la que va a hacer una...
Well, up next, I will introduce our new Vice President, Maria Garcia. She will say some words.
Buenas noches a todos nuestros miembros. Gracias por aceptarme y invitarme a participar de este comité.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you to all our members. Thank you for accepting me and inviting me to participate in this committee.
A continuación vamos a hacer la presentación de un video que se hizo con mucho amor y ahí vamos a plantear todo el esfuerzo que se hizo durante todo el año, el trabajo tan duro que trabajó el comité junto con el distrito, los voluntarios y otras personas que colaboraron con este video. Espero sea de su agrado y vean el esfuerzo que se puso en todo el año.
Okay, up next, we will show a video, a video presentation that was made with lots of love Here we will show all the efforts that we put in all this year. Also the work that we as a committee, we keep doing together and with the district, all the volunteers and all the people that were part of this video. We hope this video is of your like, and hope you can see all the effort that we put in. Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Preguntas con el señor Acosta.
Sí, tenemos un comentario. We do have a couple
Thank you very-
comments, questions. Mr. Tillman?
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, Mr. Acosta will respond.
So,
Sí, él va a estar por si acaso yo no puedo.
so great presentation. DLAC has come a long ways. Mr. Merrill, so you work for the district now? Or you volunteer or?
Trabajo medio tiempo, sí, trabajo medio tiempo y pues estoy aquí en la comunidad.
I work for the district half-time. I'm also part of the community.
And how long have you been volunteering for the district? How many years?
Pues ahorita ya son 25 años.
How many?
25 years by now.
Wow. Thank you.
Ya. Sí, sí. Y lo hago con mucho amor porque de verdad sí veo la necesidad. Yo llego a todos los padres que en verdad no reciben nada, padres que no saben leer, escribir,
Hold on a second.
nada.
I want to make sure I get what you said. Go ahead.
Thank you. I do this with all my love. I am there for all the parents that, taking the information for these parents that don't know how to read or how to write.
And the other members that are with you, how long have you been
¿Cuántos? Vengan.
volunteering? Your name and how long you been volunteering?
Mi nombre es Romy Gamino y he estado por 23 años.
My name is Romy Gamino. I've been as a volunteer with the district for 23
Oh.
years.
Actually, I met Miss Romero at Bradley as a mom, and I was a mom. And I had a trouble child, I should say. And she said, why don't you become a volunteer?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I'm like, well, if it's going to benefit my son, why not?
Right.
I've been volunteering for 17 years.
Wow, thank you.
Yo he sido voluntaria por 21 años. María García.
My name is Maria Garcia, and I've been volunteer for 21 years.
Wow.
Bueno, yo llevo muy poquitos años, desde que la niña entró al kinder, voy para 6 años involucrada, conociendo y aprendiendo y pues con las ganas de continuar sirviendo, ¿verdad? Porque me recuerdo mi esposo me dijo, ¿tienes el amor de servir? Sí lo tengo, por eso estoy aquí. Gracias.
Okay. My name is Consuelo Rubio. I don't have that many years as the others. I've been involved for only 6 years, but I'm still learning and with a lot of, I'm very eager to continue serving. I remember some words of my husband. She told me that she asked me if I have a love to serve, and I do have it. So I want to thank you all.
Yeah, and I want to thank you all for the work that you do. It's just amazing. I can remember when a lot of you were brand new and nervous. You're so powerful now. You understand the district, and you can really take advantage of all the resources and then convey that to our DLAC parents, which helps their students. So I can't thank you enough. In terms of, from the perspective of DLAC, if you could ask the board just for one thing, what would it be?
Pues nada más que pues nos sigan apoyando. And just support to us. It's the only thing I ask because sometimes it's hard for us too because we have a family, we have jobs. So just support us and that's it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you all.
But if you think of anything specific, come back. That question still stands. Ms. Rosales Medina. Oh,
Sorry, ¿puedo contestar algo al respecto?
claro.
May I add something?
Yo como padre, con estudiantes en el distrito, lo que deseamos es ser escuchados. Primeramente en nuestras escuelas, que los de oficina nos den la bienvenida para que nosotros podamos acercarnos, podamos ser voluntarios, podamos hablar por nuestros estudiantes, porque en verdad ahí es donde es el primer paso. Y si nos sentimos rechazados, muchas veces, no, otros no son necios, ¿verdad? Como uno, pero otros se alejan. Y otros que somos necios, continuamos y queremos pasar información. Así que solo con que nos escuchen y atiendan nuestras necesidades como padres, creo que sería un gran avance. Gracias.
I want to add something as a parent of this, with the students in this district. What we wish is to be heard. First, to be heard in our schools, that the people at the office, that they make us feel welcome, so that we can come closer to the schools, so we can become volunteers, that they let us that they let us talk to our students. That's the first step. And if we feel left apart or pushed away, most of the times there are, we are stubborn, but there are people that are not. Some people, when they're pushed away, they stay away. But as we are stubborn, we will continue, and we want to provide the information. We want to share the information. So the only thing that we ask is to be listened, for our needs to be heard. And as a parent, that will be greatly appreciated.
And I want to thank you for that. And I want to ask the superintendent, maybe we can do we used to have a secret shopper, but I think we should do something where for our front offices, they get awards for being the most customer service and most welcoming front office at the school site. It should be a competition, because I've heard that concern from a lot of parents, that it could just be one person in the office who's not nice to you, not welcoming, or has a bad attitude, and it does make you not want to come in. So I'm glad you made that comment. And Superintendent, maybe we can work on something where we make it a competition, and then we make sure we go out and find out how our front offices are working towards welcoming the people that come in through those front doors. Thank you very much, ladies.
No, and it's true. Like Consuelo say, the parents, they are so sensitive. If they, they see like faces or something like that, they don't come back, or they feel they don't. The principals or the staff, they don't hear them. They feel like, it's my time is ¿cómo se dice el tiempo perdido?
A waste of time.
Oh, it's a waste of my time, and that's why I agree with Ms. Consuelo, because we need to work together. But I don't know. One of the things I remember right now, they have a lot of volunteers, but no all the parents can be inside. So yes, I want to see if you can do something, because it's great parents, they want only work, and that's it. With the parents, with the students, with the principals, and it's very, very, very frustrated when nobody hears you, especially the parents. They don't know who's the people they are going to talk. I finished my English.
Thank you. Ms. Medina?
I'm going to probably have you translate for me as well, interpret. Pues muchas gracias por venir. La verdad, yo las conozco desde antes de que yo llegara en esta posición de las escuelas de Middle College High School, de Henry, de diferentes escuelas, con la señora Elizabeth Romero, María y Romy, que las conozco desde antes. Inclusive yo fui y felicidades María, porque yo también fui en ese tiempo la vicepresidenta de DLAC en su momento, ¿no? Yo sé que el tipo de trabajo que tienen que hacer ustedes y lo que han logrado, la verdad, desde antes, lo que han logrado ahorita también tiene que ver con el liderazgo de ustedes. Soy Elizabeth, también a todas ustedes, a Marisela, a Consuelo también, que ustedes se involucraron. Todo esto, este logro ha sido porque ustedes han puesto los padres al primero y los estudiantes al primero.
Sí. Pues muchas gracias. Sí, pues para nosotros es básicamente a los estudiantes y y por ellos estamos y estamos felices cuando vemos que se reclasifican o que tienen el sello del bilingüismo. Para mí, cuando aumentan esos números, digo, Señor, gracias por todo este trabajo. Venimos aquí a nada más a seguir ayudando y aquí estamos. Mientras Dios lo permita.
So thank you for that. Also, I thank God when I hear a lot of people become more bilingual. I appreciate that. We're here for them. We really appreciate them. We're here just to work.
Dr. Wyatt, did you get a chance to capture what she said?
It's okay. I was just saying that I've known many of them from even before I was a board member at Middle College High School, at Henry Elementary School, at DLAC. At one point, I was DLAC vice president as well. So I wanted to say congratulations to Maria. And the thing is that the work that they're doing now, it's grown because of their leadership and making sure that families are being heard, and students are also being heard, and the type of outreach that they're doing is just amazing. So I wanted to congratulate them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Dr. Wyatt?
Thank you, Madam President. And Madam President's going to score me. I'm going to work on a little bit of my Spanish here. But gracias por su presentación y por todo el trabajo que realiza para nuestros estudiantes en nuestra comunidad.
Oh, muchas gracias.
Thank you for your presentation, for all the work that you're doing, for all the students in our community.
Sí.
Awesome. Ms., can I come back to you? No, please. Yeah. Ms. Aviles Grande?
Yo quiero mirar más parentes en la cosecha. Y quiero oír de qué tipo de clases quieren ver. A mí yo oigo que necesitan clases a cómo entrar a una escuela como si era de ellos, porque sí son. Y necesitan tener they need to have courage to go in there and say, this is my right, treat me nice. And why are you looking at me like that? That's right.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more parents at La Cosecha. I think, how many did you have this last year, parents?
Only the board.
Okay, so I would like to see more parents, maybe the ones that had the worst experiences with their school district, because they need to feel a sense of belonging, right?
Yeah.
That's life-changing. I can still remember going to a conference when I was a new teacher. I couldn't believe more teachers didn't go.
I know.
You're going like,
hopefully this year we can do it.
It's life-changing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And just very quickly before I turn it over to the superintendent. También yo quiero decirles gracias. I also want to say thank you. También llevo un poquito de tiempo conociéndolas, tal vez no tanto tiempo como Abigail. I also have a little while, that I've known you, maybe not as long as Ms. Medina, but I have seen, and I've sat down with you over the past 2 years as well, and know how many hours you put in. Yo me he sentado con ustedes en los últimos 2 años y he podido ver de primera mano cuántas horas le ponen a lo que hacen. Y, one of the things that I always say, una de las cosas que siempre digo, there aren't many resources in life that are so valuable. No hay tantos recursos en la vida que tienen tanto valor. Y una de ellas es el tiempo. And one of those resources is time. Because that, once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Una vez que se va y no vuelve. Entonces, continúen haciendo lo que están haciendo. Lo han estado haciendo desde el amor. Keep doing what you're doing. You've been doing it from a place of love. I know that, organizations aren't perfect. Parent groups aren't perfect. Organizaciones no son perfectas, grupos de padres no son perfectos, hay cosas que a veces hay conflictos y está bien, pero nunca olvidemos, sometimes there's conflict, but let's never forget que estamos aquí por un propósito, incluso nosotros. We must not forget that we're here for one purpose. even us up here. Y ese propósito son los estudiantes que servimos y que representamos. And that purpose is the students that we serve and we represent. So thank you so much. Continue to do what you're doing. And again, vengan, continúen haciendo lo que hacen. Si tienen alguna inquietud, escuchamos, somos muy responsivos. Y si hay alguna necesidad, queremos saber cuál es esa necesidad porque queremos hacer algo al respecto. So we're very responsive. If there's a need, we want to make sure that we address that need. And so come back, keep coming back if there's ever, anything specific that you do need support in. And so thank you so much.
Yeah.
So muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
And then Mr. Santos.
No. Mi español no es tan bueno, pero muchas gracias por empoderar los parientes, que es bien importante. So, muchas gracias.
My Spanish is not that good, but I want to thank you for helping the other parents. That's very important.
Thank you so much.
And the last but not least, Mr. Arellano.
De repente muy bilingües aquí todos, ¿verdad? Hasta Dr. Wyatt. Impressive, man, impressive. Good job, sir. So I'll say it in English so you can translate. So San Marino Unified School District has a rich tradition of powerful DLACs. And we've always had a great history of DLAC here. And my experience with DLAC started 3 years ago with the ladies here. And they have continued that legacy here and have done a really good job. And I really have enjoyed working with all of you. And I see how you interact with parents and with people. And I really appreciate the way you interact with me as well. You're always very kind. You're always very open. Romy always has great jokes, buenos chistes for that. But I appreciate all that you do for our district because it makes a difference. And I know sometimes, as President Ceballos says, there might be frustrating times, but that's okay. That's what makes us better, right? Is when we meet those challenges, those frustrations, we don't cower, we step into it and we find solutions. And that's what you've done. So I wanted to congratulate you on all your work. I also want to congratulate Consuelo Rubio. Many people don't know, but she finished through our adult education program a year ago and she's now enrolled at Valley College working on a degree. And I believe all of you went through Consuelo Kickbush's FLI program, no? On leadership and so I commend all of you. So you are making a big difference and I enjoy working with all of you. And plus Romy, she reminds me of my mom. Cada vez que viene Romy me pongo todo nervioso. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all your work.
Ok, gracias. Parece que alguien más quiere hablar, ¿no?
I believe Ms. Romy wants to say some words.
Pues antes que nada quiero darle las gracias por su apoyo a todos y porque han hecho también un muy buen trabajo. Y algún día yo quiero estar ahí donde están ustedes. Y ahora sí con mi frase, ahora sí matadora que dicen, it is where it is. Gracias.
I want to thank you all for your support. I'm gonna say that one day I want to be, at your seats. I want to finish with a phrase that I always say: "It is what it is."
Well, thank you so much again. Thank you for coming out.
Pues muchas gracias por el tiempo y pues esto fue una muestra de todo lo que trabajamos. Tengo muchísimo material, pero no cabe en todo el video, no quiero pero cuando gusten tenemos más también con la señorita, la doctora Sandra Rodríguez, me gustó porque estuvimos todos en unión para hacer unas flores. ¿Cómo se llamaba el programa? Alas y Raíces de Joe Baca, pero me gustó porque si vieran ustedes cómo las mamás estaban tan contentas ayudando y dieron de su tiempo bastante y eso es lo que queremos, nada más que tengan confianza en nosotros.
Okay, I want to thank you all for your time. This was just, a showcase of all our work. I have a lot of material, but it wouldn't fit on a short video. So I want to mention Dr. Sandra Rodriguez. There was I really like how we both work in unity for the program. Don't quite remember the name. It was Raíces, Alas y Raíces, from Joe Baca. So I really like that it was decided how, I really like how moms were really happy, helping, they provided their time. And that's what we really want. We want them to have the confidence to speak up and be open. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give them one more round of applause. Good job, ladies. Good job. Mr. Acosta as well, and Ms. Applegate. Next up, we're going to go to 4.0, public hearing. 4.1, local control and accountability plan public hearing. Pursuant to Ed Code Section 52062B1, the governing board must hold at least one public hearing to solicit recommendations and comments from the public regarding the actions and expenditures proposed in the 26-27 Local Control and Accountability Plan. This hearing offers an opportunity for public input prior to the plan's final adoption. It is appropriate at this time to conduct a public hearing. So now open. Are there any public comments?
There are none.
All right, so hearing none, this public hearing is now closed. And we will go to 4.2, preliminary budget for fiscal year 26-27, public hearing. The Board of Education will hear public comments on the fiscal year 26-27 preliminary budget to be considered for adoption on June 16, 2026. So at this time, it is appropriate to conduct a public hearing. So public hearing now open. Are there any comments?
There are none.
Okay, hearing none, this public hearing is now closed. 4.3, public hearing and resolution approving increase in statutory school fees imposed on residential and commercial industrial construction. The Board of Education will conduct a public hearing to consider its reports entitled School Facility Fee Justification Report for Residential, Commercial, and Industrial Development Projects, and consider adopting a resolution to increase the statutory school fees imposed on new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Ed Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 65995. It is appropriate at this time to conduct a public hearing. So public hearing open. Are there any public comments?
There are none.
Okay. And do I have this one has a motion.
Move.
Second.
So it's been moved by Mr. Tillman and second by, was it Dr. Wyatt or Dr. Wyatt? And vote, please. So I'll start with Mr. Hurtado.
Aye.
Mr. Delgado.
Aye.
Ms. Akinyemi.
Aye.
Mr. Santos.
Aye.
Dr. Wyatt. Ms. Aviles Grande. Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman. Ms. Rosales Medina.
Aye.
Mrs. Alexander.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carried. So be it resolved, the Board of Education approves an increase in statutory school fees imposed on new residential and commercial industrial construction pursuant to Ed Code Section 17620 and Government Code Section 65995. And this public hearing is now closed. 4.4, SELPA Annual Budget Plan and Annual Service Plan 26-27, Special Education Public Hearing and Resolution approving the 26-27 Special Education Annual Service Plan and Budget. Each special education local plan area requires a budget plan and service plan that will be developed and updated annually and shall be adopted at a public hearing. The Community Advisory Committee has discussed and reviewed the document. It is appropriate at this time to conduct a public hearing. Public hearing now open. Are there any public comments?
There are none.
Okay, and do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
So it's been moved by Dr. Wyatt, second by Ms. Medina. Vote please, Mr. Hurtado.
Aye.
Mr. Delgado.
Aye.
Ms. Akinyemi,
Aye.
Mr. Santos,
Aye.
Dr. Wyatt, Ms. Aviles Grande, myself, I, Mr. Tillman, Ms. Rosales Medina, and Mrs. Alexander.
Aye.
Thank you. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the San Bernardino City Unified School District's 26-27 Special Education Annual Service Plan and Budget. And this public hearing is now closed. All right, 5.0 closed session, 5.1 closed session public comments. Do we have any?
We do not.
All right, so we will go ahead and adjourn to closed session at this time. Thanks. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We do have quorum. Want to get you all out of here at a decent time. Okay. So we are back from closed session. 6.0 action reported from closed session. 6.1 approval of elementary school principal Kiana Heron. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. And vote please. Mr. Santos.
Aye.
Dr. Wyatt. Ms. Aviles Grande. Myself, I, Mr. Tillman. Ms. Rosales Medina. And Mrs. Alexander.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carried. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the appointment of Kiana Heron, Elementary School Principal Manuel A. Salinas. Yes, effective day, work year, and salary to be determined. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Doiza.
All right. Good evening, Board President Ceballos, Vice President Abiles Grande, members of the board, Superintendent Ariano, Cabinet, and our SBCUSD community. It is my pleasure to introduce the next principal of Manuel Salinas Creative Arts Elementary School, Mrs. Kiana Heron. Ms. Heron brings more than 15 years experience of serving students and families as a teacher, special education specialist, program facilitator, and more recently as a vice principal within our district. Throughout her career, she has demonstrated a strong commitment to student achievement, instructional excellence, and building positive school cultures where students and staff thrive. During the selection process, Mrs. Heron distinguished herself through her collaborative leadership style, deep understanding of teaching and learning, and the ability to build meaningful relationships with our students, staff, and families. Her student-centered approach, coupled with her knowledge of district systems and school operations, positions her well to lead and support the continued success of the Salinas community. She's familiar with Salinas, having previously served as the vice principal at the school. This experience provides a strong foundation as she steps into this role. She brings both experience and heart to this position. What stood out to us was her passion that she carried even through the interview process. We are excited for the leadership, vision, and commitment Ms. Herring will bring in fostering a culture of creativity, innovation, and excellence to help our students to discover their strengths, their talents, express their creativity, and achieve at the highest levels. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Ms. Kiana Herring as the new principal of Manuel Salinas Arts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you to the board, the cabinet, Superintendent Ariano for this awesome opportunity to serve as the principal at Salinas Elementary. I am overjoyed and happy that I have this opportunity, that you guys believed in me, and that you all trusted that I would do an awesome job. I want to thank my family who was there for me all the step along this journey, and everybody who poured into me. I appreciate it. I also am just so excited to just get to Salinas to help the arts program. I'm excited to work with the kids, be back at my old stomping grounds. And I just thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we look forward to the great things that you will do over there at Salinas. All right, 6.1, 6.2, HR Cert 2526 17ER. Can I have a motion?
So move. Second.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Vote, please. Mr. Santos?
Aye.
Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman?
Aye.
Ms. Rosales Medina?
Aye.
And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts the notice of recommendation for disciplinary action and statement of charges to dismiss the following employee from his or her employment with the district, HR Cert 25-26-17ER. 6.3, HR Cert 25-26-18ER. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Vote, please. Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman? Ms. Aviles Grande? I'm sorry, Ms. Rosales Medina? I'm writing and thinking at the
Aye.
same time, sorry.
Aye.
Thank you. And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts the notice of recommendation for disciplinary action and statement of charges to suspend without pay pending dismissal of the following certificated employee from his or her employment with the district. HR-Cert 25-26-18ER. 6.4, expulsion of students. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Wyatt, second by Mr. Tillman. Vote, please. Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman?
Aye.
Ms. Rosales Medina? And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts the recommendation and findings of the hearing panel based on a review of the panel's findings of facts and recommendations and orders the expulsion of the students with the identification numbers as listed in accordance with the board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 6.5, readmit of expulsion of students. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Okay, sorry. So it was moved by Dr. Wyatt? And then it was second by 3. I'll take Mrs. Alexander. Second. Vote, please. Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman? Ms. Medina? And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education accepts and adopts the recommendation and findings of facts of positive youth development and orders the suspension or expulsion of students with the ID numbers as listed in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 6.6, petition to expunge, rescind, sealing of records, or modify youth court or expulsion. Motion, please.
So move.
Moved by Dr. Wyatt, second by Mr. Santos. Vote, please. Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman? Ms. Rosales Medina?
Aye.
Ms. Alexander?
Aye.
Thank you. Be it resolved. Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education authorizes the expulsion and/or youth court modification, expungement, or rescinding of the students with the identification numbers as listed to schools of the San Bernardino City Unified School District in accordance with board rules and regulations and in compliance with Ed Code Section 48900. 6.7, other closed session action. There is none at this time. 7.0, student board members. 8.0, reports and comments. And I will go ahead and start with Mr. Hurtado.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aiden Hurtado, and I am a student board member who has the honor of representing Sierra and San Andreas. Before I begin, seeing as this is my last Board of Education meeting of the year, I'd like to take this moment to kind of give out my thank yous for everyone who kind of assisted in my transition into becoming a student board member. First off, I want to thank our advisors, Ms. Rogers, Ms. Post, Ms. Cunningham, and Dr. Rodriguez. You all were extremely influential in not only introducing us to the student board member position, but also helping us realize our potential. There was a lot of points where I felt lost, and I felt like I had a really strong idea of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to improve, but I didn't know how to do it. And with your guys' help, I was able to do it. And everything that I've done in this position this year, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. And also a special thank you to the board members who made me especially feel extremely included and kind of opened my eyes to all the amazing opportunities around San Bernardino. not only in the school district, but within the community as a whole. Being able to talk with you guys and kind of connect with you kind of opened my eyes to the inner workings that happen here every single day, and like the love and passion that you guys have for our community. Thank you again to all of you. This year was amazing, and I don't think it would have been nearly as amazing without any one of you. Seeing that done, looking at Sierra, we are in the final stretch for all of our schools, actually. And to all of our seniors who are kind of on their transition out, I'd like to congratulate each and every one of you. This year, I've connected with a lot of seniors from Cajon, and they kind of shared their experience with me, and seeing them leave is very sad. But all the seniors around SBC USD are going on to bigger and better things. And the greatest part is that they're representing San Bernardino every step of the way. So a big thank you and a big congratulations to our seniors. And to everyone else who is going through the final season, I'm with you. And we can only pray for an A at this point. So yeah, good luck to every single one of you. At Cajon, our seniors especially are going through their final steps. They're taking their panorama photos, they're having their senior picnics, senior sunset, and we're closing out the year strong. And from SLAC, we are also closing out the year strong by honoring our seniors, our graduating board members, our graduating SLAC members, every step of the way. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to represent these schools and the opportunity to speak on the amazing things that are happening all over San Bernardino.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. I just want to say there's a lot of emotion behind, the words that you shared, and to be able to keep your, voice level and, just keep pushing forward in your, what you shared is really amazing. So great job. Ms. Akinyemi? No pressure, by the way.
Hello everyone, my name is Pafet Akinyemi. I am a student board member representing San Bernardino High School. I would like to thank the staff at San Bernardino High School for helping all of us, all of the students, to move through the year wonderfully and move in and out through all of our studies and extracurricular activities. At San Bernardino, we ended off the fourth quarter congratulating our finished scholars who showed outstanding grades throughout the spring semester. All of our athletes have returned their uniforms and are ready for the remaining school year so that we can all move on for a better school year next year. At San Gorgonio High School, we have learned that the seniors are having all of their senior activities, including their senior breakfast, senior picnic, and senior celebration, and they are also taking their senior panoramic pictures. At Arroyo Valley, they celebrated the last, like Sanji, they celebrated their last few seniors so that they could commemorate their memories and celebrate one last chapter together. They also hosted an orientation for the upcoming 9th graders to begin a new chapter, exploring the campus with all of their incredible sports, clubs, and programs. The senior ceremony demonstrated their dedication and commitment that each of the students put all 4 years and congratulating everyone who has received scholarships and academic awards. At SLAC, we voted for the new student board members for Middle College, San Gorgonio, and Cajon High School. We also had a pathway presentation from each schools, which showed the new incoming 9th graders at SLAC, what each of the high schools have to offer to all of them. The Chief of Police, Mr. John Gutierrez, talked to the students at SLAC about his passion, his goals, and his experience, which provided the students a place to find comfort and safety at their school sites. Congratulations to the Cajon's film crew who captured Zach's mission and created a short documentary film for the board, which I believe you guys witnessed during the board meeting May 29th with the student board member film. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Haginyemi, and you're staying with us next year, yes? Okay. And then last but not least, Mr. Delgado.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for all of your attendance today. I first want to open up with the moment of gratitude, and that would be able to give that gratitude to the cross guards within our district. Because not just the ones stationed in front of each elementary school, but the ones at each high school as well. Because not only do these cross guards protect every student from danger who crosses the roads at school from every morning and even after school as well, they dedicate their selflessness to allow themselves to always lighten up students' mood. I personally want to thank them because every day when I had to walk to school for about a few weeks, there was this cross guard lady. I don't exactly remember her name, but I always remember her compliments and smiles that she gave me. Now for the school's updates, I will first give the update from Pacific High School. First up, the campus had a non-stop senior activities to honor our graduating class of 2026. Events range from ThinkWise Credit Union breakfast to educate seniors to establish their financial standing within the world, and practicing graduation walks to ensure graduation runs smoothly. The campus had their principal's concert this Friday on the 29th, which had included the site's music scholars to perform their best talents. Pacific is being in preparation for the upcoming freshman class of 2030. Summer Bridge will introduce the class to different classes of STEAM, math, and English to get them ahead of the game by achieving credit, which can allow them to graduate early if they wish to take part in it. Next up, the update from Middle College High School that the campus has had their senior crossing ceremony where seniors had received their cords and sashes as well as their final day at high school on Thursday and Friday. Congratulations to Middle College class of 2026. For the final update from Indian Springs High School with their sash and cord ceremonies for clubs, pathways, and classes, the campus has had their grad night, which created memorable memories to the graduating class. The school site has also recently hosted their annual Pride event, which displayed the current different LGBTQIA+ programs, which had supported students on and off of campus to find resources for safety and community connection. Now, for my own personal story that I had recently just wanted to bring up was how I changed and grew as a student board member. So my leadership had always been one of authority and control. Growing up, that's how I would always deal with my problems that I had arose from middle school, maybe even parts of elementary in my own home situation. But recently, being through student board member, I had connected with different people and met different of those people from different backgrounds and diversities. And it opened up my mind to, instead being saying things up, you will do this, I had opened up my mind to, I will do this myself for you, because I found that selfishness in finding people that I connected to, people that I saw myself in. Not only did I want things done for me that I saw a vision, but the visions of other people, because I trusted those people that I met. Being able to say, I trust within my community to give to it first before it gives to me, allowed for me to have integrity within what I believed in. When it needed me most, I definitely always didn't have things that I wanted. But when I saw people struggling, I knew that I had to give that effort into those people that needed it more than me at the time that I needed it. For maybe one day that the hope that the things that I've gotten to support me, those people that I've supported will help support the next generation of leaders after me. Maybe class of 2030 will sit in this chair where I stand now and surpass the skills that I have, and it makes me proud knowing that they will. Why it matters to me, I ask myself every day, what does it matter? What does it mean to be here within this seat, in fact? Well, it's to represent the things that we underappreciate as people. To realize that there's so much good within this district, especially because of all the past things that I realized. we really do shine in ways that we didn't even expect to be here ourselves. It's always good to question what will be next of leadership and goals and everything. I think it's important to criticize, but to always learn, to always appreciate what we do have. It has been a privilege and it has been an honor. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We see the growth. We see the growth from the first day y'all came and joined us to now. And Mr. Delgado, you're going to be graduating and moving on, right? Oh, next year. So you're coming back another year. Great. Awesome. Another year of growth and learning. Oh, all three of them, you as well. For some reason, I thought one of you at least was leaving us. You guys gave such, deep, and it's almost felt like you were saying goodbye. But good. We're glad to see that you'll be joining us next year. Okay, awesome. Then you won't be getting a card from me. I was writing down next year. All right, moving on to 8.0, administrative reports and presentations. 8.1, local control and accountability plan, LCAP presentation, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Kimber. Ms. Sargent. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Give me just a second. Thank you to our board president, Ceballos, vice president, Abiles Grande, board members, superintendent, and cabinet. A very tough act to follow. I appreciate the start of gratitude, and the LCAP is the same way. It's a gratitude of collaboration. It represents the work, not of Kimber. Definitely the representation of all of our division and our division assistant superintendents, our directors, our teachers, our students, our members of SLAC in the development of this plan. So tonight's really a culmination. I am not under the weather because I'd not like to admit that, but I'm gonna really try not to cough. So pray for me here. So we'll go ahead and start tonight just with a review of some information. So I am the next slide person also. There we go. So tonight you'll see a review of the financial information from our LCAP. One of the things we can appreciate about our districts and one of the many ways that we shine is this work is in collaboration with Mr. Komnick. So the work of the LCAP is encapsulated within our district budget. So you're going to hear from me tonight about the LCAP. That information is also within Mr. Komnick's plan and information that he shares. But our supplemental and concentration funds are funds that are generated based on our unduplicated students of English learners, low income, and foster youth students. Those students generate additional funds for our district amounting to just over $190 million for our incoming school year. This is a number just slightly above what we received for the 2025-2026 school year. It allows us to address our increasing staffing cost and make sure that we're not having a negative impact to any of our programs. Our LCAP is a 3-year cycle. We are going to be entering into year 3. So these are really maintenance years for us. You'll see a maintenance of our goals and a continuation of those goals and a continuation of those actions as well. You'll see there the percentage 39.22%. That represents the amount that we need to increase or improve services based on the needs of English learners, low income, and foster youth. Our total percentage for unduplicated pupil percentage is 88.79. So we are roughly talking about the large majority here of our students. However, our LCAP dollars, supplemental and concentration, benefit all of our students. On the next slide, you'll see the tour that we've been on in sharing this information. The LCAP goes on tour every year, so this is not a single point of time. The development, the input process, the monitoring or evaluation of it. This is a continual process that happens throughout the year. There were a formal 20 hybrid meetings, which means we offered them in person as well as a virtual option for participants. This includes presentations to the school board, union partner meetings, district staff, parents, guardians, students, and community members. But I really take it personally as a task that any meeting is an opportunity to provide input, to ask questions, to provide support to our families. So I may not be presenting at DLAC, but you will see me at DLAC. I may not be presenting at our SPAC or CAC, but you will see me there, because many of the presentations and programs that we have in our district that really are the reasons why we shine are funded through our LCAP dollars. So every opportunity is an opportunity for us to hear from our community. We do count every single piece of information. So we're very good at that in categorical. So it's more than 1,188 specific to those meetings. We also use the platform Thought Exchange, which is an open platform that allows for open-ended responses to how we can improve as a district. What should we continue to do? What might we need to change or add? Participants are able to provide a response where the others who are participating can rate those responses or add additional comments if they would like. As a maintenance year, again, this is 25-26 is year 2 of 3, 26-27 is year 3 of 3. You'll see the 3 main goals continuing. This first goal is surrounding our academic achievement of our students. That goal has an investment of over $148 million. Goal number 2, continuing around safe, secure, and attractive learning environments with an investment of over $36 million. And goal number 3, the involvement of students, families, communities, staff, and parents with an investment of over $5.4 million. That totals our $190 million of supplemental and concentration funds. Many of these funds are initiatives led at the direction of our Board of Education, your visionary leadership, in making sure that we offer the very best to our students, that we offer opportunities at all levels on the academic side to ensure our safe learning and ways to incorporate our educational partners in the education of our students. Here you'll see a breakdown. I will not belabor these breakdowns for you, but instead as you read through these, I'll share. Although you're seeing me here tonight for the LCAP, you've actually had several presentations throughout this year of the LCAP because programs such as our AP, dual enrollment, IB, GATE, those are all LCAP funded programs, and you had presentations from our elementary and secondary partners in educational services, our homeless foster youth, here in October to present to the Board of Education. Multilingual programs who we had tonight showcased with our DLAC partners. Our presentation of your metrics. Many of these you've already seen as these were presented in the California dashboard presentation that took place in December. Special education, Dr. Rubio presenting on our SELPA, that was in February. Our data-driven grading practices with Dr. Venkatesan presenting in March. All of these are related to activities funded within our LCAP. So there have been presentations throughout the year touching on those programs and how they're being implemented, and more importantly, how they're being monitored to make sure they're moving our data in the right direction. As we continue here through the rest of goal number 1, you'll see this wrapping up. On this chart here, you do see the action label. So if we look at just the last one, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, you'll see LEA-wide means district-wide. The student group data that was used to identify the need, English learner, low income, and foster youth, with an investment of over 5.6. This is one area that has grown over the years as we really expand the opportunities to our students across the district rather than concentrated within a magnet school program. These are now available with this year opening more than 20 school labs for our students at the elementary level. The presentation continues in goal number 2. Again, these are maintenance years, so these actions you saw last year as well. Goal number 2 primarily makes up our staffing that is supporting our safe and secure learning environments. As Mr. Delgado today highlighted, our crossing guards also come out of goal number 2. This again is continued to be supported by our educational partners as a need to make sure our students have safe passage from their home to their school and back to their house. That's right there at the bottom of the page. And rounding out here through goal number 2, you'll see Programs such as our Youth Court program under Dr. Baikendova, our Student Wellness and Support Team, our attendance monitoring. We have staff dedicated at every single school site to monitor the attendance, provide support to our families to remove obstacles, and really help them troubleshoot what might be preventing them from obtaining that positive attendance. And elementary vice principals, as Ms. Heron was one of our principals at that elementary level, you'll see that again is something that comes from your investment here with our LCAP dollars. Goal number 3 is short, it's 1 page. So there are 3 actions, 3 very important actions though, that focus on our family engagement under Dr. Beatriz Gonzalez and our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Rodriguez, and the amazing work that they do putting on our Parent University, our Back to School Extravaganza. The number of programs and opportunities they offer to our families really comes from your investment here with our supplemental and concentration funds. We had Alvaro up here tonight demonstrating the importance of interpretation and translation, making sure that information is presented in an understandable way. And then targeted enrollment support under Mr. Buckner and again, Dr. Rodriguez, to make sure that we are really going out to the community, advertising to the community. We're not waiting for them to come to us. We're making sure the word is out there that we offer preschool programs, we offer TK programs, we offer kinder programs, we have before and after school programs so that they really see the value in the education here in our district. Those wrap up the $190 million. Prior to 2024-25, I would be done. My presentation would be over. The rules have changed because additional funding has been allocated to the school districts. They needed a place to put those plans, and that fell within the LCAP. So we're no longer talking about supplemental concentration. These are now site-level dollars under the program Equity Multiplier. Equity Multiplier is not a new program. If you'll recall, this is something that we have presented on before. It started in the 24-25 school year. So this is our 2nd school year with this program. It will continue again next year. These schools were identified by the state of California on 2 demographic factors. This is not a low achieving program. This is about demographics of the school. The state identified 2 demographic areas that could lead to lower achievement at schools. So the first is socioeconomically disadvantaged. This is the broadest understanding of low income as we know the term. It will include other groups like a military family automatically qualifies under low income. So when we look at SED or socioeconomically disadvantaged, that's the broadest understanding of it. You needed to be at least at 70%. If that was the only piece of criteria, nearly all of our schools would have qualified. However, there's a second piece there, which is the mobility of students. Students enrolling in a school site, being there for even a single day, and then going to another school site, enrolling for half of a year. At any point, it's their cumulative enrollment. That creates a number called a non-stability rate. Non-stability rate needed to be higher than 25%. So if we have a school, it's very low income, has a lot of movement going on, the state has said this school likely has higher needs, so we will allocate site level dollars. The site engages their school site council and community to create a plan. Obviously, they need to address areas, so they look at their California dashboard. They analyze their California dashboard to find the lowest achieving areas and develop a plan. This plan, they use Thought Exchange also to gather input through that process, but also through School Site Council, ELAC, if they have an APAC. They collaborated with different district level departments depending on the areas on the dashboard. For example, if they're red and chronic absenteeism, they worked with Dr. Baikendova to talk about what does our SART process look like, our SARB, do we have an attendance team, do we have incentives? I know we say this at our board meetings, the FOMO events, the fear of missing out, do we have that incorporated in our attendance plan? So each school has a very unique plan, and for that reason, they have their own goal. So San Andreas is goal number 4. Everything about goal number 4 is just San Andreas. So as an educational partner has interest in a school, They might be part of that school community. They know exactly where to go to see what they're doing with those additional dollars. The total investment for that is over 11.1 million. As a summary sheet here, you can see the type of activities that they have developed. These are one-time dollars that they have 3 years to spend in the LCAP cycle. So it is not an expectation that they spend these in the first year. The school, as a school community, could determine that that would be the best idea, or they can allocate those funds to spend a little bit each year to build sustainable practices. However, these schools are able to put in things like additional classroom teachers, academic coaches, intervention staffing, professional development, tutoring or intervention, which might be coming from our educational team, the teachers there, or might be a tutoring company coming in to provide additional help, supplemental materials, particularly for intervention. Supplemental subscriptions. We have one school that is really focusing in on their English learners and looking at the trend data for that school. They see that this is their greatest need, so they're providing additional access for English learners. And then staff to help make sure we can implement these new programs to fidelity and monitor the implementation of those programs, because we want to do things that work for kids. So you'll see there the summary of those activities. That is the second block of dollars within our LCAP. I'm not sure if you want me to pause. Let me know.
Yes, let me just take Ms.
Okay.
Medina's question.
Yes,
Thank you.
I might as well, because we're in this this page.
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for that information.
welcome.
And I'm curious, because not that I don't see, maybe it might be somewhere within the language, because I know when it comes to elementary school, at least in elementary school, even some cases in middle school, a lot of the times it's families, it's the guardian, the parents that are at the home, and students are not going to school or moving from place to place. At the end, it's coming from parents or whoever is taking care of the child. Are we going to do some extra work with that in that area? I know that it's part of other areas within the LCAP, but specifically for these school sites, elementary and middle school, I mean, that's going to play a huge part, because we can provide as many resources as we can to teachers, but at the end of the day, it's the person ensuring that their child or student goes to school.
Absolutely. And you really hit the nail on the head that the schools have very important factors they need to address. It might be that the parent is having transportation issues to have their student come to school. They have to do a complete root cause analysis. So the why, to really figure out what might be causing this. Some of our schools have, for example, a limited term community resource worker that really partners with the parents to remove those barriers and help them build those bridges to feel comfortable bringing their student to school, or bring them into Hazel Health and let them be able to see a medical professional rather than going to an urgent care. So they help to build those bridges, along with the work that Dr. Rodriguez's team does, and our community health education workers and our parent volunteer workers. They really have a team now to support them. Some schools, just purely by the design of the school, for example, San Andreas and Sierra, they have an intake every 6 weeks. The design of the school is to move kids in and out. So they're always going to have a really high non-stability rate. These are not negative factors. It means the program's working the way it's supposed to. ALC, the same. This is long-term independent study for our students, but they're not on it forever. It's not forever independent study. It's just long-term. So by nature, these schools will have a higher turnover of students moving around. So some schools have been eligible for every single cohort. And if they didn't change the rules, I would expect them to probably continue to be eligible. Some schools were only eligible for one, like Pacific High School. Pacific High School was eligible for cohort number 1, which happened to be their major construction year. That was when they had the most construction happening. And since then, these new facilities, their CTE pathways, the programs that the school is offering, the wellness center that they're offering is helping to keep kids stable. So they only met the eligibility 1 year. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. You can continue.
Thank you. So that is the second block of dollars. The first one, 190 million. The second one, equity multiplier, 11.1 million. Another set of funding was allocated to the school district, and the state needed a place for the plan to go, and they added it to the LCAP. So this is the third block of dollars here. This one, if you love to play acronym bingo, this is a good one. It's Learning Recovery Emergency Block Grant, LREBG. These were the state's response to COVID. So we had our federal dollars under ESSER that provided us additional dollars to respond, prepare for the return of students. The state then saw that there was an additional need and allocated dollars under this program. Initially, there were no specific plan rules required. However, our district has the processes in place to always start with a needs assessment and look at our data. So that's what we did when we received the dollars. We looked at the needs of our students, and we saw that our early learners were really struggling the most with that transition. So we've implemented the actions that you see here. These are continuing actions. Resident guest teachers. These are highly trained professionals at our elementary level and secondary level. At the elementary level, focusing on early literacy and early numeracy. When our teachers have training on Monday, so do these resident guest teachers. They're receiving that specific training in those areas. They are primarily found in our learning lab, learning center, Owl's Nest, Bear's Den. That's where you find them. At the secondary level, you see them helping with math, is usually the most common. And the second item is tutoring. This is focused on the lowest 10% performing schools, which was a directive from our board to make sure that we are allocating additional funds and support to those schools. We name them as focus schools. These schools have additional tutoring available to them. This is staff dedicated to the intervention of students. This year, the model allowed for that intervention to take place during school, because after school, we were having students who had to choose between sports or between work or a parent who might not be able to provide transportation. So the services were provided during the school day in those learning labs. Kindergarten, if you've ever been a kindergarten teacher, bless you. My first year was kindergarten as a teacher. I cried. I said, please no, I can't do kindergarten. The next year, she changed me to 5th grade and I cried. I said, no, leave me in kindergarten. Kindergarten are our earliest learners for some of our students. Some of our students are taking advantage of our preschool and TK programs, but for our kindergarten, there was a greater need to make sure that our students are receiving really core instruction in that early literacy and numeracy. So we have in our classroom shared between 2 teachers, 1 aide. This is not something you would find in our nearby districts. It's something every kinder teacher dreamed of, right? They really needed that support, and we're able to provide it. In looking at our data, we see one of the indicators that we want to provide additional support is for English learners. Mrs. Applegate's been working with her multilingual team and the professional development with our principals, our teachers, but there is still a need to add increased access. So you'll see there that there is a new action for 26-27 in providing that additional access for our English learners. This also comes from input from our DLAC in making sure we're meeting the needs of those early learners. That is the second group of dollars. So these dollars are just over 18 million. So this is the third set, the third checking account, if you will. This will take us to the next program. This program isn't necessarily tied to dollars. This is tied to data. So in the LCAP, each school district, the state looks at your California dashboard, and if over more than 2 school years, a student group is underperforming at the red or orange level across multiple indicators, you are identified under a program differentiated assistance. Differentiated assistance means we need hyper-focus. We really need to hone in and, as the kids say, lock in on these student groups in order to improve their performance. Mr. Ariano has really led this charge from the top all the way down to make sure that Our leaders know that these are our areas to focus on, starting with African American students and the many avenues that we have to ensure that they're receiving the support that they need through our TIP policy, through the African American Task Force, through the work of our Equity Targeted and Student Achievement team under Dr. Greer and Mrs. Applegate. We have done so well with this program. We are only in maintenance. So we have made the growth we need to exit differentiated assistance. They are just keeping us in year 2 to make sure we've sustained the growth. So as the California dashboard is currently going to be populated with data and we'll be seeing those results coming up, I anticipate that we will no longer be eligible in there. Does that mean we stop what we're doing? Absolutely not. We found great things for our students, for our educators, for our families that are moving the dial in the right direction. So though they may not be identified for differentiated assistance, does not mean that that great work does not mean that great work stops. Foster youth and homeless is a little bit different for student groups. For African American students, you are African American, you don't change. That is going to be your race identification unless your parent updates your emergency card. But for foster youth and homeless, your status could change from one year to the next. You could move from one district to the next. So it's an ever-changing population. There is more restriction on the release of data for these two population groups as well. They're more sensitive groups. So creating systems for those groups is a little more difficult, but Angela Urquides and Dr. Rodriguez, I know, are always up to that challenge in building systems to support those two groups. So this is year 1 for them. I anticipate, again, that great work to continue as they go into a maintenance year and then hopefully exiting differentiated assistance. We had a need in working with our African American Task Force and working with our DAAC, Mrs. Applegate, and our leaders in the ETSA department. We wanted to articulate this plan for African American students. We wanted to have something to point to and metrics to point to that we can monitor publicly, and that's what you see here in goal number 23. Goal number 23 addresses that African American identification for differentiated assistance. It's a combination of state funds, federal funds, one-time dollars, totaling over $5.8 million. Remember, they always receive the support of the classroom teacher, of our principals, of our custodians, of our instructional staff, of our office staff. These are layered on top of supports for this group. So this gives us a plan to point to show and celebrate all of the great things that we're doing that are moving the dial for our students. Very exciting. I made it through. So that takes us to the last slide. President Ceballos, at your direction, you let me know what's next.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions. Seeing none, I'm gonna make. I have 2 questions, and I had them earlier in the presentation. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the presentation. Again, you always make it so easy to follow along, so I always appreciate that. At the beginning slides, there was a slide, actually was the second slide, right after your first page, where you have percentage to increase or improve services, and you have that 39.22%. What does that mean, percentage to increase or improve services?
So we have our general fund dollars that Mr. Komnick will be talking about here shortly. These are things we need to do that are supplemental. These are programs and activities you won't find in another district necessarily unless they've also identified this as a need. These are the extra things that we can do with the supplemental and concentration funds. We need to improve those services by 39.22%. It's a dollar amount. We have 100%. It's 100% because we use all of our LCAP SNC dollars for supplemental programs. It's not funding any of our base programs. It's only funding supplemental things. So it's sort of a funny percentage for us. We do not struggle to meet this percentage. This is one that we easily meet because it does represent all supplemental additional services that we've increased or improved.
Got it. Okay. And then the other question that I had was on your your goal actions, goal 1, 2, and 3, where you have like the scope, and then you have LEA wide, school wide, and then limited. LEA wide, I understand it's district wide, right?
Yes.
But school wide, I'm assuming that it's only at particular schools, but these don't identify which schools.
Yes.
So is there maybe something additional that you can provide us, maybe like on a Friday update or something?
Yes.
Where like these item lines that you have 1.2 international baccalaureate, right? And so forth, where are they? What schools?
Yes, in your 26-27 workout plan, it's the LCAP. It is actually detailed in there which schools. It's at the very end in the section titled Action Tables.
Okay.
So in the document, we provided it digitally, but I'm happy to help you with your workout plan here, the binder and lifting it.
If you can just in the Friday
I'll
update,
summarize it there
give me
for you.
even the page number.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful.
For all the school-wide items.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I can go back and take a look at it.
Limited means it's particular to one student group only. It's still district-wide, but the needs were really focused around that one student group.
Got it. And that is across the district or for that student group.
So like English learner student achievement is district-wide, but it's for English learners.
Got it.
Like only that student group was looked at for their data.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And I think that's all the questions I have. Ms. Aviles Grande?
Thank you so much for, again, making it really clear. I go back to goal 2 actions under mental health therapy services. How do we decide which mental health services? How we just come to that, and who does it? And could it include workshops or services for teachers to be able to recognize students with perhaps mental health, or even to know what some of the signs are, triggers, so then we can make those referrals or recommendations?
Do you want to answer, Dr. Rodriguez?
Sure.
Okay.
Some of the mental health therapy services that we offer are in-house. So we do have a group of clinicians who hold the marriage and family counseling credentials in order to provide that type of service. We also partner with Victor Community Hospital or therapy services through the Department of Public Health, Behavioral Health from San Bernardino in the county. And so that's the provider that we work with. We are in process of making sure that we can provide more support, tier 3 support, because that's where we see a big need, where we have students who are really outside of norms of behavior in classrooms. And so we are working on providing the staffing that has the most specialized support and knowledge for those tier 3 kids. We also have our climate and culture team that works with schools. All schools have a point of contact where they go to the school sites to support the teachers. And so that we're going through some growing pains in that, because there are some things that, whether it's a functional behavior analysis that needs to be conducted, working in concert with special education, because oftentimes the kids who are the most needy also might qualify for special ed services. So trying to coordinate all of that has had some challenges.
Oh, so my question is then, what tools or resources do teachers have when they suspect a kid is, got these kind of problems, homeless or foster, or they're being abused, or, what do teachers do? Is there like a route, a paper? All I knew was CPS, and that
Yes.
was my buddy.
Yeah.
You
So the mental health is different, that those services are different than the services that we have for students who are homeless or unhoused and foster. So we have a whole team we have a whole department, Angela Urquidy's department, who works with families. They go to schools working under the MTSS process. Each school has an MTSS teacher that they can refer through the process. It's kind of the new version of the SST, or they can provide support for families. Oftentimes it comes in the support of mentoring, comes in the support of providing additional resources like clothes, vouchers for transportation, working with Catholic Charities to provide additional support. Teachers, all we really want teachers to do is to know who the point of contact is, and then we can then run with it, because we want teachers to do what they're great at, which is classroom instruction.
Well, I'm just mentioning it because I think our new teacher academies have to mention that, so they won't be alone, or they won't sit there and wonder why. Because I remember being a new teacher and no one told me any of those things. I mean, I was there to teach, like you say, but there's the things that are in our realm too. And when I would ask for help from my principal, the principal would say, well, ask the teacher next door to you or ask your union. And I'd ask them and they just push me around. Nobody would say anything.
I love that idea. I will talk with Mary Pierce about embedding that in the program for the onboarding for the new teachers.
Awesome. Well, again, no other questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. Yes, good job. All right, and now we're going to go to 8.2 preliminary budget for fiscal year 26-27 presentation, and that will be initiated by Mr. Komnick. So I'll go ahead and pass over the mic. Hello.
All right. Well, good evening, President Ceballos, Vice President Grande, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Arellano, Executive Cabinet, and our San Ramiro City community. Thank you for this opportunity to present the preliminary budget for fiscal year 26-27. My name is Terry Komnick with Business Services. I have O.C. Coonrod with me, my Director of Fiscal, and also have Ms. Sheena Diaz as part of our fiscal team representation that helped put this presentation together for you. First, I'd like to jump on the theme of Mr. Delgado, Kimber, on the theme of gratitude and visionary leadership of the board. I cannot say enough, and I would like to recognize that the way the board takes its fiduciary responsibility seriously, to the extent and care and guidance that you provide, so that we can leverage our available resources to maximize our student outcomes. And just to capture what Ms. Ceballos said a little bit ago, we are here for the students we serve. And I think that really captures the essence of our LCAP, the essence of our budget, and the purpose behind what we do with such intentionality so that our students can succeed and thrive. So tonight's objectives, I will just briefly go over the governor's May revised proposal, the federal policy impact, if any, the budget assumptions, multi-year projections, and budget calendar. I would like to say that we are proposing a positive certification for our next year's budget, 26-27, and the 2 out years. It's an interesting time at this moment that we're actually looking at 4 different budgets. We're finishing the current year, we're planning for the next, and then we have 2 out years that we are responsible for to show that we are in positive certification. There we go. So state budget update, excuse me, the highlights. So the May revise came out right around the 14th of May, and brought some insight into the governor's budget plan for 26-27. So I'll start off with the first thing is that $3.9 billion for Prop 98 funding for 25-26. That is still a question mark. So that is still out there. The legislature and the Senate and the Assembly and with the governor are still trying to negotiate how might that $3.9 billion fit into Prop 98. There's a 2.87 COLA for LCFF, and the governor has also recommended a 1.44% LCFF base adjustment. So that makes the total of about 4.31%. However, that 1.44% base adjustment is really to capture 14 weeks of paid pregnancy leave that should be basically set aside or paid for out of these additional percentage of funds. The May proposal also increased our special education. It was right around $999 per student identified. It is now at $1,340 per student identified. A total of an increase of $2.4 billion for our special education across the state. He also increased our discretionary block grant up from $2.8 billion in January to right around $5 billion right now. He maintains the about $1 billion for community schools, and there's other proposals related to literacy, math, teacher prep, and other programs that will have an impact on our district. Over the next couple weeks, the Senate and the Assembly and the governor will be hashing this out, and by June 15th, we hope that we will have a set budget. Budget assumptions. So based on what the May Revise was able to provide and our data within the district in terms of trend data, we have built in 2.87% plus the 1.44% augmentation to LCFF. I did want to remind the board that we are working with Sacramento to assist us with our local control funding formula, S&C funds that were impacted by our survey return from this year, 25-26. And we are working with them to see if they will give us a hold harmless for the 25-26 and use the 24-25 numbers and allow us to rebase into 26-27. Right now, that is a $32 million impact. But again, that is another question mark that we are still working through with our partners in Sacramento. Our average daily attendance, we had at 92, but over the course of last year plus this year, we've noticed that a tick down to 91.26%, and that's what we've built into next year's assumptions, and also a leveling of our declining enrollment right around 2%, about 1.85% reduction. Just as a reminder to the board, in 26-27, we have built in a step and column increase of about 8.9 million. That impacts about 4,000 employees across the district. Our health and welfare increased by 4.75, but that's actually less than we were anticipating. I don't want to call it a savings, but I will say we're very appreciative of the fact that we were anticipating a 9.75 and they came in at 4.75. So although it's an increase, we feel appreciative that it is a minimal increase compared to what we were anticipating at our cap level. And the next 2 years and the out years have been set at the 9.75. That is an unknown right now. The pension cost, the STRS has remained constant, no change, and PERS has taken about a 1.5% decline.
Mr. Kamina, can I interrupt real quick? Did you want to ask your question now?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just regarding the slide previously.
Yes, ma'am.
A previous slide regarding community schools. And I know we have several schools that are receiving funds for those schools. And I know there was, I'm hoping there's potential conversations to help expand that. I'm not sure if there's actually funds provided for school sites that are coming in for those. But that's just something, even if you don't have the answer now, just looking at the school sites, if we're looking at increasing the amount of schools that have community schools.
I will follow up with Dr. Rodriguez on that and have something in the Friday update.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, so on this slide, it's just a graphic of the ADA and the decline in our student enrollment, showing a slight slope there going downward. And this is a 6-year spread, so it really does show the decline in our enrollment. But we are actively taking strides in cabinet. We had very good discussions about what type of a marketing plan can we do to attract students to our district. We have a lot to offer. In this next slide, I'll break this in half. So half of the slide is on our current year, 25-26, and this is our estimated actuals. This is what we think we're going to land at. And then on the right side of the slide, you'll see the 26-27 projected. Right now, we're anticipating an ending fund balance of about $44.5 million. That ending fund balance becomes 26-27's beginning fund balance. You'll notice that there is in the contributions line, there is a reduction going from this year to next year, as that is reflected. A large part of that contribution goes straight to our special ed support systems, and that will be declining as we get those additional funding to maximize our special ed dollars. The excess deficit spending or revenue over expenditures, you'll see this year we're projecting about $57 million in over expenditure. Next year, $8 million. That is due in part to leveraging one-time dollars that we are anticipating getting, plus some carryover, as well as some other expenditure reductions. Again, a very strategic approach to looking at next year, so we are able to maintain the programs and actions that Ms. Sargent explained, and also maintain those opportunities that we have throughout the districts for our students to thrive. There are some, I'll say, question marks that are out there in terms of what can impact this year's ending fund balance. And unaudited actuals will come out in September. We may see a tick up in that fund balance if funds were to fall out and not be expended for this year. That $3.9 billion I mentioned earlier, that is still an unknown. And then we also have, effective July 1 of 2025, last year for this school year, the attendance recovery. And that we have yet to determine what is going to be the impact there for the additional revenue. So we're still working through that. So there are some pending things to happen that can definitely have a positive impact on that fund balance. As I go to the next slide, these are the 2 out years. And obviously this is not a speculation, it is an educated guess on what we think where we'll be based on what we know today. So is that subject to change? Absolutely. Will it change? Absolutely. But this is our best indicators of what we will look like in those 2 out years. Notably in 27-28, depending on how the 3 variables might impact us, we are looking at some cost reductions in 27-28 in and around $50 million, something to that extent. But we are, again, working through our processes and programs. I have a slide that will kind of capture what we're doing to mitigate that and to work with that. And then, of course, in 28-29, we are looking at an additional decrease. But again, that could vary depending on the revenue, the fund balance, and how the state's budgets play out over the next couple of years. This slide here is our expenditure reduction approach for 26-27. We're going to look at a variety of things. Decrease over formula positions through attrition with existing staff. We did that this year and found notable savings in that regard. We're going to continue that work. Review non-rostered staff and support services model. We're going to continue reduction of costs related to services, including contracts, consultants, catering, conferences, and incentives. We're going to maximize the use of restricted funds, those one-time dollars, as well as ongoing. We'll review the cost effectiveness of transportation services. I know Board Member Santos brought to my attention our ridership, and I think we have the team analyzing our busing programs to maximize its efficiency. We have a new system called EduLog that is helping us not only track our student ridership, but EduLog is also an app for our parents. so that they can log on and see exactly where their student is when they're on that bus. So it's a nice little tracking system for our families and our parents, but it also helps us gauge our ridership effectiveness. We'll review program effectiveness for non-contracted services, operational costs, staff and system efficiencies, and so forth. And we'll also, I've reached out to FCMAT. I've asked them to help with our general fund contributions to our restricted programs and help us do a position control analysis for our special education population staff. Finally, unrestricted general fund contributions. I know this is a big charge against the general fund. What we're seeing here, if you go across that top line, special education, because of the increase in per pupil funding that is recommended by the governor for this coming year, it does have a notable impact on the unrestricted general fund. It reduces our contributions, but it does not take away or reduce the investment in our special ed programs. And then you can see that the other cost to the contributions is routine repair maintenance, which is a 3% of prior year's expenditures. And then we have our CSEA advanced stipends. That adds up to, for the projection in 26-27, $104 million. And you can see it more or less stabilizes over the next 3 years, counting next year. We also have the budget calendar, kind of shows us where we are right now. We are in that adoption of the LCAP and the budget season, and then we'll get into the start of the new fiscal year on audited actuals. I'll return in September to share that with the board and see where our fund balance actually landed. With that, board, I appreciate the time to share this update with you and the preliminary budget for 26-27, and Ms. Coonrod and I are here for any additional questions.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions? I just had one brief question. When you, on the 26-27 budget solution approach, the last point, review unrestricted general fund contributions to restricted programs, FCMAT to conduct a position control analysis. Just for the sake of viewers, what does that mean?
So the fiscal crisis management team will come in, and what they'll help us do, I actually have a Zoom meeting set up for the consultant next week. And what I want to talk to her about is, based on our identified special education population and based on the staffing we currently have, are we consistent with our partners across our other districts across the state? Are we understaffed? Are we overstaffed? How can we better manage our staffing to maximize our teaching efficiencies and learning efficiency for our kids? Not only just dollar-wise, but program-wise, in the classroom-wise. So I think I'm hoping that a third-party lens can help us tell us that we're on the right track, we can do better, and if we can do better, how can we do better?
Got it. Okay, thank you. Ms. Aviles Grande?
I think I just will need a little bit more time to formulate my questions, but they go along the line of just off the top of your head, what are some of the ways that other districts reduce their budgets and preparation for such a call? Is it through employees? Because my understanding is staffing is our biggest expense. Do we not hire? Do we just get along with substitutes? Do we hesitate programs that seem to be costing a lot? Do we not go ahead and purchase new programs that we perhaps felt we needed in order to reach our 2030 goals? I mean, those goals are big, and they need some big thoughts and big ideas and big expenditures in places that I can see where we maybe aren't meeting right now. We need curriculum that helps the kids take the test. Maybe we need some nouveau ideas that we'd like to try, but now there's not going to be any money without creating it from somewhere else that isn't going to get it. So will your expert team be able to look at all those things in preparation for that?
Yes, ma'am. You actually hit the nail on the head. We're really going to do a deep dive on our program evaluations, looking for redundancies. If we let's say, for example, and I don't know this with certainty, if we have multiple programs that we're paying for that in effect do the same thing, is that really the best
Right.
use of our resources?
Right.
Can we repurpose into a different area to
Right.
maximize? So we are going to take a deep
Okay.
dive, and that's executive cabinet, all
Yes.
across the divisions.
Yeah, and examine our curricula,
Yes.
our programs. You know, I really want to look into this. Some that are duplicative. You know, kind of doing the same thing over and over with different vendors. You know, we go to these conferences and there's nothing but vendors promising all these wonderful things, and they might look bright and shiny, but is it because they're just new? You know, I look at everything from the view of the superintendent's big goals. We have a lot to do until 2030, and whatever curriculum we have, if it's just been fairly successful, mostly successful, or successful once in a while, or do we just hold on to them because they've always been there? You know, I won't name any off the top of my head, but that was one of my points as a special ed teacher, how marginalized our curriculum was. We got all the leftover curriculum, and they stayed in the boxes when they came in, and trust me. So is it we're not using it, you know, so I keep thinking of those big dreams that we're hitting. And this is like putting a brake or cold water on it, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to make us go cleaner and faster and more wisely spend our money, and also let go of some items.
Yes, ma'am, to the latter, what you said.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arellano.
Yes, I just wanted to say thank you to Terry, OC, Kimber, and all of your team. What I admire the most about your work is, first of all, it's always excellent. But the fact that, Kimber, you include our community, you include our parents, everybody gets to get input, and it's very transparent. And then you're very good at matching our objectives and our data to how we're going to spend the money and create the budget. So thank you for that. And Terry and OC, I want to thank you for just having an open mind and working like with our board budget subcommittee, and then meeting with our board president. We have a lot of wisdom here, a lot of years that they've seen budgets come and go. And I just appreciate that you guys are always open to listen and have that collaboration. And somehow we always get to the right place because there's no stubbornness in this budget. There's always give and take. So appreciate all the work that the three of you and your teams have done. Thank you, President Zelaya.
Well, nothing else to add. Great job. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to 9.0 action items. 9.1 personnel report. Can I get a motion?
As presented.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Medina, second by Mr. Tillman. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Ms. Akinyemi?
Aye.
Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman? Ms. Rosales Medina?
Aye.
Ms. Alexander? Mrs. Alexander?
Sorry, I'm double muted. Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves personnel report number 22 dated June 2nd, 2026. 9.2, approval of 25-26 school plans for student achievement modifications. Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Mr. Santos. Vote, please. Mr. Hurtado?
Aye.
Mr. Delgado?
Aye.
Ms. Akinyemi?
Aye.
Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt? Ms. Aviles Grande? Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman?
Aye.
Ms. Rosales Medina? And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the annual report on charter. Sorry, wrong one. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the modified 25-26 school plans for student achievement. 9.3 annual report on charter schools 24-25. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
Moved by Dr. Wyatt, second by Ms. Medina. Vote, please. Mr. Santos? Dr. Wyatt.
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande. Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman.
Aye.
Ms. Rosales Medina.
Aye.
And Mrs. Alexander.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the annual report on charter schools 24-25. 9.4, approval of the Education Protection Account spending plan fiscal year 26-27. Can I get a motion?
Moved.
Second.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Vote please, Mr. Santos. Dr. Wyatt.
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande, myself, aye. Mr. Tillman.
Aye.
Ms. Rosales Medina.
Aye.
And Mrs. Alexander.
Aye.
Motion carries. Be it resolved, the Board of Education hereby authorizes for fiscal year 26-27 the monies received from the Education Protection Account projected to be $107,642,000. I'm drawing a blank. 9.4. 107 million roundup shall be spent as required by Article 13, Section 36, and the spending determinations on how the monies will be spent shall be made in open session of a public meeting. And be it further resolved, the Board of Education, in compliance with Article 13, Section E, with the California Constitution, hereby authorizes spending the monies received from the Education Protection Act on salaries and benefits of teachers. 10.0, consent items. 10.1, approval of consent list.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Dr. Wyatt. Are there any items to be pulled? Seeing none, vote please. Mr. Santos? Aye. Dr. Wyatt?
Aye.
Ms. Aviles Grande? Aye. Myself, aye. Mr. Tillman? Aye. Ms. Rosales Medina?
Aye.
And Mrs. Alexander?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. 11.0, reports and comments. 11.1, board members. Do I have any volunteers?
I do.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say, there was 3 different great, amazing events that I was able to attend. One was our fourth annual San Bernardino School District Pride event this past Saturday, and the student performances, I have to say, hands down, the just staying there, listening to the music, enjoying great company, seeing the families that went down, seeing the staff too as well, the vendors there, different organizations that were there to support. So I just want to say thank you to our district and our staff and the dedication that we are still focusing on this and trying to have a safe space. I know the attendance wasn't as much as maybe previous years, and we kind of understand why. But at the same time, we're still providing those supports and a way for families to connect. So I'm really excited, and I want to thank Dr. Mauricio, our superintendent Mauricio Arellano, for being there as well. We had student also won. There was a student that won their poem that was submitted to the Pride event, to the Pride, I guess, committee or so forth, and it was just amazing. I just have to say that. It was amazing, and I thank you to the district. Also on Friday, I attended the Middle College High School graduation. Hardy Brown Jr. was one of the main speakers there. Felicia was there, and Dr. Arellano, and many of us here too. It was great to see the families so excited. Graduations are one of the best seasons of the year, because you get to see everyone's efforts, that their hard work that poured in to accomplishing the many goals. A few of the students actually accomplished either 2 or 3 AAs, which I was really amazed. I mean, just the fact that our students are able to accomplish that and more. So it's, yeah, definitely amazing to see. And Virtual Academy was yesterday, a graduation. Thank you for Dr. Rodriguez that joined me as well. And that was also a nice way to see how families, our education system, we try to find, areas that fit the needs of our students. And sometimes we lose students through other type of schools out there that don't provide the supports for those that may need to study from home and the hybrid opportunities. So it's great to see the graduates of class of 2026 and the hard work that they poured into achieving their goals. So I'm definitely proud of our students, proud of our staff, and proud of our district for creating these types of opportunities.
Awesome. And Ms. Grande? Ms. Aviles Grande, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Well, I've been very busy board member. Thank you. I don't even know if I got them all here, but thank you. First of all, for Sierra High School graduation was amazing. All of us that were there, and it was just so much excitement and love and pride. It was just, we were just bursting. The principal and the teachers and the students were very excited. It was a beautiful ceremony. Also, the Indian Springs High School, let me see, it was the electricians program. That was just amazing. I was so happy my husband went with me. He worked for the gas company for many years, so we had to have a special tour of the classroom. Couldn't believe it, you know, how it looks. Very professional with the lathes and everything. So very, very excited. These students received their not only training certificate, they were all set up with the paperwork to take into the next step to ask for their examination to be able to get an internship and a paid position. So it was quite wonderful to see and feel the hope and the passion and the parents that were able to go, and the students themselves are amazing. And then the other one was, we also went to the new citizenships, and also the Barber English Ceremony and the program completion celebration. So that was also very, very inspiring, as I've been going, I think, last 2 or 3 years. Dr. Rodriguez, she's always accompanying, and Mauricio, and I think I'm probably leaving something out, I'm sure. Oh, gosh. Anyway, so we've just been going, and it's just always wonderful to meet my colleagues and fellow board members and all our dignitaries out there. I feel very good and a part of an amazing team. Thank you all. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Tillman?
Thank you very much. I was able to attend the San Bernardino Teachers Association Monty Awards with my fellow board members, and it's always amazing the number of teachers who have given their service. It was time for a lot of them to retire and be recognized. But there was a group of retired teachers. They have a nonprofit, and they have a book club. And they mentioned how they give the books out and how excited the kids get, and that they would love to be able to give out free books. So I encouraged them to put in a request to the board to request a $5,000 donation to their nonprofit. I think it'd be a great idea, a way we can partner with them, because they're doing the volunteer work to go to all these sites and give out the books. So whatever it takes to get it agendized, I'd like to see us do that. And then I want to thank the district facilities. I went to a flag football game at Cajon High School this weekend. You just don't know the joy it brings when I go there and the parking lot is full and they're running 6 games going across the field. The young man I went to see was like 7 or 8 years old playing flag football. But just to see that many of our kids doing something constructive, and we partner with those organizations, because all those coaches out there are volunteer coaches. Now, all we're doing is saying we're going to make it easy for you to use our facilities, and they're all our kids for the most part. So we're just partnering with them to help them build character in those students. It's not even about the game. It's just it's more about them being in a situation where they can interact with positive adults, and it's just a wonderful thing. And somehow I think we should consider making sure that we make our booster clubs whole. But it's just nice being able to park in the parking lot for free. And I think during our games that we have at our sites, somehow we need to make those parking lots free. We shouldn't have to pay money. The parents shouldn't have to pay money. Now, I'm not going to take away money from the clubs, somehow we should make sure the clubs get the money they want. And whatever money they make, it's not worth it for us to charge folks coming to the games to see our students. So I think we should find a way to eliminate the cost. It was just nice having the parking lot open, and if you got there early enough, you got to find a parking space. But again, thank you for your staff for accommodating those organizations. I know it's not always easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wyatt.
Thank you, Madam President, and probably a little bit of repeat of some of our folks. And as Board Member Tillman said, the Monty event was actually a great event, and congratulations to our retirees, our SBTA members. Best wishes to them in their retirement. Hopefully they enjoy it to the fullest, and I'm sure in about 2-3 years they're going to look a lot younger than they do right now, because everybody I know that retires always looks better after the fact. Just to make sure, as you saw, the stoles that were given to you all, and Miss Alexander, I have yours. I do have yours right here. She said, "Hey, you're taking my stole." She saw me on camera. I said, "No, I'm just making sure you get it." But no, I thank you to Sindra Weber and our folks, at the Native American graduation dinner celebration. It's awesome to see our students honored, like many of our students, with the stole, and actually receiving a blanket from the elders as well. I know I got the wonderful privilege of being able to blanket many of our students. That's just an awesome opportunity. Assemblymember Ramos was there as well. So thank you to all of them involved. And Cinder, if you're watching, probably not, but just kidding. Thank you for giving this to all of our board members. If you don't know, we had 2 championship girls lady softball teams. And fortunately, but unfortunately, it was a San Bernardino on San Bernardino City match for CIF finals between Arroyo Valley High School and San Bernardino High School. So I just want to say they're both champions. I will say that. Congratulations to our city, right? That they both made it to the CIF finals and they won. And I'm not going to say who won, so I'm going to leave it at that. But our city of San Bernardino and our district was definitely shining. I think it was down in Orange County too, by the way. So see our graduation ceremony last night with Vice President Mary Ellen Aviles Grande and Superintendent Ariano. Great job to Principal Murrieta and his team as well. So congratulations to all our graduates this year. I know we won't all of us be at all the ceremonies, but some of us or one of us will be at all the ceremonies. So congratulations to our students, our staff, our families, and again, the city of San Bernardino Senior Unified School District shines.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Wyatt. Mr. Santos?
Thank you. I want to shout out North Verdemont Elementary School. I had the opportunity to see their 3rd graders, historical, influential person. It was pretty awesome to see all the 3rd grade. I do have a 3rd grader there too. But it was wonderful to see all the 3rd graders present all the historical, influential people, and I got to walk around and talk to the students. It was a great event. Also want to shout out Newmark minor league champion for District 43. They got to go play at KCC Little League, hosted them, and they won the championship for, again, District 43 yesterday, so that was pretty wonderful. I also want to shout out Cajon Football. Had the opportunity to go to their Cowboy Youth Camp that they held last week for kids from the community, and it was really wonderful. I think they had over 200 kids. I'm not good at counting, but I think it was something like that. But it was a wonderful 2-hour event that the coaches, the high school football kids got to work with our younger students in the district, which I think was a great opportunity. And kind of to echo Mr. Tillman's words, it's great to see our community coming together and using that great facility. But again, because they made it free, they made it youth camp. I think for the kids, it was a really wonderful opportunity, because to them, it's the high school, right? So it was pretty awesome to see the kids there. Also, and I had one more thing there. Want to shout out the Footsteps to Freedom, because I know they're out there. They started today, so safe travels to all our teachers and staff that are out doing that trip today. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Santos. Ms. Alexander?
Okay, thank you. I would like to just say congratulations to all the graduates. And we have some amazing students. Attending the middle college graduation was amazing. Listening to the students, both the valedictorian and the salutatorian, they did a great job. And as Board Member Wyatt said, Dr. Wyatt said, we can't attend them all, but we're there in spirit. Just super excited about just where our district's going, and when you hear these leaders speaking at their graduations, it's very impressive. I have one update related to one of my board comments about 6 weeks ago. So, in result of Honey Cooper, who is going to Valley College, and all the great work around that and the visibility we received, we also received some feedback about other students that had achieved certain achievements. Either they took on certification courses at a university, or felt as if the parents felt as if their students weren't being highlighted. So, in result of that, I did raise an idea that maybe we should create some type of portal on our website to allow parents or family members to submit accomplishments that their students have experienced. So and it has certain criteria that the communications team is working on, but I wanted to highlight it because Mary Roan took that idea, worked with her team, and has developed a pilot in terms of the portal. And my understanding is that it will be launching soon, but just the very fact that now we will have some type of resource where people can highlight their students and their achievements, and then us as a board will receive information on whatever that achievement is based on those criteria. So there's more to be unpacked with that, but the key is that now we'll have a tool that families can utilize, and it will be on our website. It will be communicated through Parent Square, and most importantly, we're going to be able to capture even more excellence amongst our students. So I just wanted to share that, one, to the public, but also to the board members, to say that, the concerns were heard, and now our communications team has a tool out there for our community to use. Once it's launched, we'll all know when that date happens. So that's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Alexander. And I'll just share a few of my own very quickly. I just wanted to say, thank you to Family Engagement, Dr. Beatriz, for another great parent volunteer celebration event. It's always nice to see how many parents, come together to really support and partner with the school district. And so celebrating them, and being there is always nice. So thank you for that to her and her team. And then also attended SBTA's Monteo Awards, another great event. Actually, they were on the same day, funny, running from one to the other, but it always really nice. I also attended the Alas y Raíces graduation ceremony honoring the top 200 Latino seniors. And this year, it's second year in partnership with Supervisor Baca Jr. And this year it was held at the San Bernardino Valley College campus. And so it was really, really nice. Wish more of us would have been there. And then also got a chance to go to Indian Springs, and I know Indian Springs High School, and I know a few of us were there as well. Ms. Medina, Ms. Aviles Grande, supporting their IBW electrical course, and so that's always really nice as well. Opening and sharing opportunities for students that otherwise would have never even taken a second look at, potentially that pathway or that career. So that was really nice to see as well. And then on that note, that Mrs. Alexander had brought up in, regards to the public comment that we received earlier. So it sounds like for the public comment that came earlier with regards to the concern of her grandchild, being recognized, I'm assuming that link would also be, accessible to, like, say, a grandparent like that. And so do we have an estimated time of like when that will get launched? Because maybe we can also reach out to that specific grandparent, and let her know that it's available when it becomes available. And then, that she's able to be provided the link as well. I don't want her to come and she never hears from anybody. And, so if we can get an estimate of maybe when that'll go live, and then ensuring that she receives an email or something, some correspondence with that information. And then there was something else that I wanted. I'm like, Mr. Santos. There's something else. I was writing everything down. Anyway, I think that's going to be it. I just want to say, I think this is the last board meeting that we have before, and then everybody goes on vacation, right? Is this our last board meeting? Everybody's out? Yeah, schools. So this is our last board meeting, and then, while still school's in session. So anyway, with that being said, I want to say, have a great summer. Rest. The next one, everybody will be off for the summer. But anyway, have a great summer, everyone. Take a break, enjoy, refresh, all that good stuff, and we will see you. We'll be here, but we'll see you all next school year. And with that being said, I'll pass it on to Mr. Arellano.
Thank you, President Ceballos. So I'm going to keep with the theme of gratitude as I try to be consistent and thank our translators and our school police for being here every Tuesday. Appreciate all of you. I too want to thank everybody across the district for just an amazing school year. Our principals, our teachers, our support staff, everyone at district office, the board. Once again, our synergy is powerful, and we're making great strides across the district in terms of student achievement. We are looking forward to seeing the new data coming in. Preliminary data is showing once again that our teachers are out there doing a great job, and our kids are achieving it at high rates each year. So just thank you, everybody, for everything that you do to change the trajectory of the lives of our kids across the district. So I want to share some more examples of why I love my job and why I love this district. So I will say this without reservation or hesitation. We have the greatest adult ed program in the state of California, and I mean that. And so I want to thank everyone at Adult Ed. They had a wonderful ESL and citizenship program completion. You see us there, and just so happy to see so many people just meet their goals. Whatever their objective is, we have it there at the Adult Ed, and that was a great feeling to be there and see all the new citizens waving their American flag. And so Raul Pedraza and your team out there, thank you for all you do to make dreams come true for folks who want to start again in life. So next slide. And I too want to give thanks to Tex Acosta. I want to give thanks to Courtney Weber for helping us through the transition of Sindra retiring from the program. But we had a wonderful Native American graduation experience and dinner. James Ramos and his son and nephews were there to do the traditional bird songs, which is always a great addition to the program. And it's just a nice evening to celebrate the recognition of our Native American students. So yeah, and Cinder's pictures up there, and Scott's up there too, looking good.
For the record, boss, she is watching. She just let me know.
Oh, did she? Okay. Well, I said it there, and I'll say it here. Sindra did a great job building a wonderful program, and we're looking forward to the person that's going to come in behind her to continue to build on her legacy. So, Sindra, if you're watching, we still appreciate you so much. Thank you. Next slide. And as was mentioned today, I had the opportunity to come and just say a few words at the last SLAC meeting of the year. But I just think it's an amazing opportunity that the board and the district gives our students to build leadership and to give them a voice in helping us solve critical concerns or issues, or even building the legacy, as was mentioned here, of future board members in the future. So I want to thank the board for allowing us to have this opportunity. And you've gotten to meet some great kids that I think in 10 years, we may see them sitting in elected official seats either here or at city council or at board of supervisor. And it all started right here. Again, I talk about how we are changing the trajectory of kids' lives. So great job to all the kids in SLAC this year. Next slide. I want to thank Joe Baca Jr. And, I thank him often because he does a lot with us and he supports us a lot. He invited me to be part of his community spotlight. he wanted me to share about the accomplishments that the district has gained over the last several years under your leadership as a board. So I just want to thank Joe Baca for always being a cheerleader for us, but also supporter. He has funneled a lot of money from the county supervisor funds to help support our programs, whether it's a wellness center, whether it's Lights at Pacuma, whether it's a playground at Vermont, whether it's a play station at Muscoy Elementary. He's really helping the kids in the district. So Supervisor Baca, thank you for your ongoing support. It's appreciated. Next slide. Going back to the greatest adult education program in the state of California, here's another example. Here are our barber apprenticeship graduation. This is always fun. And Dr. Washington, who is the teacher, he is so proud because he doesn't just teach them how to cut hair or how to do perms or how to tint the hair, but it's also how to run a business, how to put together a business plan, all the cautions behind financing and loans and money, and it's just an excellent program. So again, Raul Pedraza and your team, thank you for all you do for our community. Next slide. And again, Adult Ed, this is our Certified Nurse Assistant graduation. I always love attending these because you see kids who felt like there was nothing in life, and then suddenly, boom, they have a career. And so my statement to them, and I know Dr. Rodriguez shares the same, is don't let this be the last accomplishment in your life. We remind them, now that you've done this, you can be a RN. You can be a doctor. You can be a pharmacist. You can be an anesthesiologist. Don't stop here. You are brilliant. But again, Raul Pedraza, Adult Ed, great job. Next slide. And this is the Adult Ed graduation. This is my favorite graduation of the year because they always have the speakers that tell a story. In adult education, these are folks that are graduating from high school in their late 20s, 30s, 40s. In a couple of situations, we had people in their 60s. And you hear some of the real stories of people overcoming obstacles, whether it's abuse in the home, whether it's cancer, whether it's poverty, just amazing stories. And I just really am very proud of our district that we provide these second chances for our adult ed. So like I said, the best adult ed in the state of California. Next slide. And I do want to thank our SBTA colleagues, and always appreciate that they invite us to the Monte Awards, and Barbara, and before that, Ashley. Thank you for always inviting us, including us, making us feel like a team. It's one major reason why this district is doing so well, because we have that professional collaboration. But I just love this picture. I had to show the picture of us. Mr. Tillman left before we can sneak it, but we're going to AI you in, Mr. Tillman. But I just love that picture. It just has the energy, and I think it reflects the energy that we have going in this district. So it's one of my favorite pictures. So next slide. And to Family Engagement, I want to thank them for their annual volunteer tea. They do a really class act over at the Doubletree, and it's a way to thank all the parents who volunteered and helped our schools and help our kids. And so Dr. Rodriguez and Dr. Gonzalez, thank you guys for putting that together. It's a nice event, and the parents love it. They talk about it for weeks, so thank you for that. Next slide. And shout out to HR for, sometimes it's the little things. We talk about, we want to make sure we're an institution where we see you, we hear you, we value you, and we love you, even in the smallest things. And this is a picture of our administrators who are finishing their administrative clear credential. And, it may not mean much to most people, but the fact that we do a little party, we bring their family out, we bring their mentors, we cut cake, we have a little punch, just to celebrate even that little minor milestone says a lot about who we are as a district. So kudos to Dr. Doizan and her HR department for doing this. It's important to be seen, heard, valued, and loved. So this is a good example of that. Next slide. And it was mentioned, I want to again thank Supervisor Joe Baca for helping our district put together the Alas en Raíces, where we recognize our highest achieving Latino students. We have some amazing kids that are going amazing places. Tony Plana did a great job as the keynote speaker, talking about his story and his struggles and how zip code doesn't dictate success. And so thank you to Joe Baca, thank you to Dr. Rodriguez and her department for putting together just a beautiful event. And super thanks to Valley College for allowing us to use their venue at no cost. So they're a great partner. Next slide. And as Abigail mentioned, we had a wonderful SBCUSD Pride Day event. And what I'm most proud of is that we strongly believe in inclusive excellence in this district. All means all. We don't have everybody except. We love and adore all of our students, all of our scholars, and all of our community. And this is just one example of that. All means all is not just a mantra. We walk the talk. So, and Mrs. Medina gave a wonderful speech, heartfelt speech. So great job. Thank you for being a part of that. Next slide. And it was mentioned too, Ben Pratt, I want to thank everything that he's done to put together this opportunity to get kids to learn about the trades, the electrical trades in this case. And I appreciated his honesty that, this is a new program and we're still trying to find the kinks and build it up and really create that pathway of kids going through this program and then having the opportunity to be hired. So I appreciate his vulnerability and his honesty. And I know we're working with Chelsea and Alan Kay to continue to help them foster this program. But these are kids that potentially who choose to go into the workforce right after high school could be making $30, $40 an hour right out of high school. And so I know Mr. Santos has been very supportive of this program as everyone else has been here. And I assure you that we're going to continue to help Ben and all the different local unions that are trying to create this middle class, help us create this middle class back up in San Bernardino. We will do our part to help them create that pipeline. But Ben, appreciate everything that you've done. Next slide. And yeah, this was bittersweet. We had 2 of our high schools make the CIF championship game in girls softball. And as the superintendent, I was hoping for a tie. I was hoping they would play 20 innings and then mandatory, everybody gets to be a champion. But no, big shout out to Arroyo Valley Hawks. This is their first CIF championship as a high school. So this was very special to them. I'm a San Bernardino High School graduate. Yes, I was a little leaning towards one way. But you know what? I'm glad that Arroyo Valley High School, one of our high schools, has their first CIF championship. And the good news is, even though it was a first place and second place, both teams are eligible now to play in the CIF state championship. So they both move on. So congratulations to both teams, but congratulations to Arroyo Valley High School for their first CIF championship game in CIF history. Next slide. I want to shout out to Valley College, Chancellor Rodriguez, President Contreras, Trustee Sharina Betters, and Joseph Williams. They've been a great partner in allowing us to use their facilities for all the different events, whether it's graduation, whether it's Alas and Raíces, whether it's our beginning of the year extravaganza. They always allow us to use their facility for free. But these next few slides is just to honor our classes of 2026. This was our middle college, high school graduation. As was mentioned, many of our graduates are earning not only their high school diploma, but their AAs, not just 1, not just 2, in some cases 3 AAs on top of their diploma. Amazing program. So congratulations to middle college. Next slide. Congratulations to our graduates at Virtual Academy School. I love that we have alternative learning experiences for our kids in this district. Not traditional high schools are not made for all kids. My daughter is one of those who does not attend a traditional high school. She attends a hybrid type high school, and she has a 3.5 GPA. That would have never happened in a general. So I know that those kids in those pictures this is exactly what they needed to get their brilliance out. So congratulations to Virtual Academy. Next slide. And of course, Sierra High School was yesterday. That was fun. Hector Murrieta. It's amazing how he knows every kid's name and every kid's story coming across that stage. He just loves those kids, and the kids love him. And we were able to start a new tradition. So I want to thank Terry and the board. I started a tradition on your behalf. You don't know this until now. So every year they honor the top athlete, male and female, for their sports program. And they found some old Letterman jackets in a storage somewhere. And so for the first time, they issued the kids a Letterman jacket, the athlete of the year, male and female. So I told the teacher, from now on, we will do this every year. Because I knew Mr. Tillman would have made me do it anyway. So every year, not only will they get their plaque, but the male student of the year and female will receive a Sierra High School Letterman's jacket as part of that award moving forward. So Terry, thank you for agreeing to it after the fact. I appreciate that. Next slide. And the last slide I want to show, the reason I love working in this district, especially if you're homegrown like many of us are, is that you never know who you're going to come across at any given time. And Myra was sharing with me at the adult education that when we were on stage shaking people's hands, this young lady comes by and, she walked by and Myra was a little teary-eyed. She goes, "That was my childhood friend. I hadn't seen her since we were in high school, didn't know what happened, and here she is crossing finish to finish line." So President Ceballos, this one's for you. This is why we're in this business, right? So next slide. And darn right, we're from San Bernardino. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that is correct. It was such a pleasant surprise. We locked eyes. She saw me, I saw her, and I called her name, and I was like, "It's you." And we hugged right there on stage. So thank you for highlighting that. All right. We are going to move on to 12.0, a summary of board members' requests. 12.1, it says 13.1, but it's 12.1, review of requests.
Good evening, board. Nicole Post. I'm covering for Katrin Ballentag, and I apologize for my voice, so please let me know if you can't quite hear me. I have a few requests this evening. The first one is from Mr. Tillman. He suggested bringing back the Starfish Awards, in which sites compete and are recognized for delivering outstanding customer service. Ms. Ceballos requested that we provide a summary and or the page numbers in the LCAP binder identifying the school sites of the Goal 2 actions. Ms. Abeles Grande requested that new teachers be provided with information during the New Teacher Academy about the point of contact and available resources for students with special needs. Ms. Rosales Medina requested information on the possible increase of the number of community schools in the district. Ms. Abeles Grande requested a program review of the programs and curriculum for duplication and for possible duplication of and effectiveness of the services. Mr. Tillman requested that a sponsorship discussion for the Inland Empire Children's Book Project be agendized. Mr. Tillman requested that the district explore the possibility of extending free parking for sites' sporting events by continuing to allocate funds to the site. And Ms. Ceballos requested that we get an estimate of when the portal for parents to report their student achievements will go live, and then to communicate that to the grandparent who spoke during today's public comments. I think that's everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're at 13.0 meeting adjournment, 13.1 in memoriam. The board would like to recognize and close the board meeting with a moment of silence in memory of district employee Rita Aguayo, who passed away on May 2nd, 2026. Ms. Aguayo served the district for nearly 16 years, beginning as a substitute recreational aide in 2009, before becoming a permanent cafeteria worker at Belvedere Elementary School in 2015. In 2017, she transferred to Rodriguez Elementary School, where she remained until her passing. Rita was kind, dependable, and always willing to help wherever needed. She built meaningful connections with students and staff, and her caring spirit left a lasting impact on their school community. She will be greatly missed, and her dedication and love for students will always be remembered. The board extends its deepest condolences to her family, colleagues, and friends, and we will now hold a moment of silence. Okay, 13.2 adjournment. Moved by Mr. Tillman, second by Ms. Medina. Have a good night, everyone.